Yeah, you're gonna have to wait. What's going on, my guys? So I'm glad as hell to be here with my boy Rockin' Robbie, Mike, and Brooks, man. So, dude, we're here to review Krampus 2015. I was telling Robbie behind stage, I remember The Force Awakens, Star Wars, just came back, and that shit was all the hype. I'd already seen it before. Whenever it came out, I saw it, but I went to go see Krampus with my whole family after Christmas because my grandmother will always give me tickets like for the theater. So we'll just because it costs a lot for us, like 9 people to go to the theater. So I'm the oldest of 7, and we'll go. And dude, I just fell in love with this movie. You know, perfect Christmas movie. It's probably it's no doubt my favorite Christmas movie in the last probably since four Christmases, bro, for real. So, man, this one I'm glad as hell to be reviewing with you guys. So, what's going on, Robbie? How you doing?
Man, you know me, I'm just chilling with Dylan. Chill with Dylan. Yes, we chilling with Dylan. We chilling with Dylan. Watching movies with the killing and we feeling the villains because we chilling with Dylan. Station. You know what? I'm a big fan of Trick or Treat. This is done by the same director. I wanted to see Krampus for a long time. I have a good buddy of mine, Cam. He's eaten hot peppers and shit with us before. He loaned me his Blu-ray like several years ago. I had it for like a year and a half and never watched it, gave it back. But I just finally watched it this week 2 times because after me and Brooks watched it, I felt like I deserved to give it another shot. And I'm glad I checked this out. I got some thoughts on it. I do like the film. I think it's a good, fun Christmas film for us cult horror fans. But thank you for having me here, Dylan. I'm just blown away that you invited me back.
Yeah,
Station.
I know. I'm shocked I invited you back as well. So, Brooks, how you doing, boss?
Pretty good, pretty good. Trying to stay warm, you know.
I hear it, man. I hear it. So, what's up with you, Mike?
Oh, nothing. Just getting ready for, nothing. Getting ready for this podcast. So sorry, I choked. I wasn't prepared.
The Joker. Let me tell you, not a toker. His name is Jay Strick, and he gives you that straight dick.
Yes, no doubt. Salta, I wish he would have came, man. I think he would have liked this one, but I know he would have since he liked Trick or Treat so much. He's lacking for that. I'm gonna have to give him shit. I didn't get to roast him last night, so that's gonna come correct. But all right, so I started, going off and saying how much I love this movie already. So, Robbie, throw it on me, bro. What did you think of the movie?
I honestly was quite disappointed in it when I first watched it, because I have such high esteem for Trick or Treat, right? So I had this movie built up in my head before it ever released, much less like waiting 5 years to actually watch it. But I was maybe a little too loose when I watched it with my homie Brooks downstairs in the basement, showing off, showcasing flow making. But when I rewatched it tonight before we began, and I had a lot more. There's some kind of feedback or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was pretty cool. It was decent. I think it has some problems, more so with the pacing and the flow of it. But it's a nice, fun Christmas movie that the second half is stronger than the first half. Actually, they're both 2 halves of. I think the movie is 2 movies that don't merge together. The first half of the film and the second half of the film. Both are really solid of their own merit, but they don't, to me, make one complete whole of a monumentally enjoyable super film. But I still have a lot of fun with it. I think Adam Scott does a great job, and I'm sure we'll get more into it. But overall, I am glad I finally watched it, revisited it yet again, and it's definitely going to become a holiday staple. And I think it's something I will enjoy more as the years and the rewatches progress.
Yeah, for sure. One thing, I watched the audio commentary today. You know, I'm a buff for that, but or a whore for that, as I'd say. But he said, the director and writers, they were saying that like the first half they want you to like dive in and feel like you're watching, because the first, after the whole Black Friday slow motion shit, the first thing you see when they pan into the kitchen, you see the original Christmas Carol. So it's basically like this is like a fairy tale horror, you know. And so the first half, they were basically kind of saying like it could be just like a Christmas movie. Like if they chalk Krampus, they'd say, you know, the first half, if you just continue and throw no Krampus, it'd just be a regular Christmas movie. But they do that twist halfway through, and they got some evil, you know, fairy tale horror coming at you.
I just feel like the twist happens all of a sudden, and it doesn't get leaned into enough. Like, it's a really odd pace with the introduction of the supernatural, because you have that scene when the daughter goes out and gets stalked by the Krampus, and it comes out and you're like, oh shit, there's Krampus. He's jumping rooftops. He's howling, you know, in the snow. It's super scary. He's killing people, right?
Yeah.
And then it goes right back to just this slow dread and build up. And I'm like, yo, you just showed us Krampus. Like, you can't like then go back further and start hiding more details. So I feel like the pace has got it's just got a little bit of a problem for me, because it does that. Like it throws that scene is intense, man. Right? When he's chasing the daughter down the street. That scene's intense.
The thing is, though, the family, they don't know. Only the daughter.
I get that, man, but we know as the audience, so we need it to ramp up a little bit more. That's just how I'm being critical, but all in all, I'm not trying to shit on the film. I think it's solid film.
Hey, we ain't allowed to talk about it.
No, we are. But I hate because I'm inevitably comparing it to Trick or Treat.
Yeah,
you
which
know?
you
And
can't
it's
do.
not
You know
Trick
what's
or
funny?
Treat.
I wanted to tell you, he said that they're like, he says no one's pointed him out yet, that he doesn't think, but he says there's references to Trick or Treat in there, to saying that they're in the same universe. And he's I like to think that like down in the underworld, you know, Sam and Krampus like share a brew together or something, like just joking around. But he hints that they are in the same universe, which is cool too.
Well, here's something, for instance, like even though Sam doesn't really show up until the absolute last story in Trick or Treat, right?
Yeah.
He feels more well fleshed out and rounded and more of a threat and more compelling than Krampus does in this film, because they don't build it up enough. I get that it's centering on the family drama. It starts off straight up like Christmas Vacation, Home Alone. This is Christmas Vacation and Home Alone meets the Gremlins in a way. Yeah. Kind of. But it just feels like
Gremlins was one thing that they were going for.
Well, you know, like last night we talked about how Gremlins took the family film, the comedy, and the horror aspect and blended it so well together. Krampus does it adequately enough, but not quite as well as something like Gremlins, I would say.
I'd say Hunter, it's like a Christmas fairy tale fantasy horror film. That's how, I mean, it's good though, man. It's a fun Christmas film. You know, it might not be for everybody, but I think most people will just don't take it too seriously, man. It's just for enjoyment, you know. Brooks, what did you think of the film, my brother?
I liked this movie all right. Like when it was good, it was good. Like there was like some good stuff in it. I think like I had kind of the same problem that Robbie did. Like it's a slow build. Like you spend a lot of the beginning of this movie with the family and introducing the family and all that before you even get to the main threat, the Krampus. And then he shows up and then he just disappears again. And I do like the evil toys and all that kind of stuff, though. That was fun. And I like the idea of like a Santa Claus that's kind of like the reverse Santa Claus, like, you know, because we usually think about Santa Claus as, you know, the spirit of giving and all that. But we also use him as a threat to kids. Like, oh, you're being bad. Like, Santa might not come. He might give you a lump of coal or whatever. And I was using that with my nephew the other night. Like just the other night, every time during the holiday season, he starts getting pouty or whiny. I'm like, And Santa Claus isn't gonna like that. And he just hits the switch, you know.
How evil is that? When my siblings were young, because I'm well older than them, that was a threat. It is. It's like Santa Claus. Like at this time of the year, it's like it's easy to make kids behave because you're like Santa watching.
You want that Nintendo Switch, buddy? You better
Or
quit whining there.
you're trying to get a stocking full of coal.
Or Krampus is gonna come and kill your ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one might have got me.
Kind of takes it to the extreme. It's like not only will Santa not bring you a gift, but the Krampus will come and kill you and your entire family.
Well, that's kind of what I do like about it. That that there's that reverse action for this kid, ripping up his Christmas letter. He gets got, and him and his whole family for ripping up his Christmas letter.
Yeah, I mean that's cold, right, man?
But I guess in his letter, he says though that he knows he hasn't been the best. I mean, he just got in that fight at the damn Black Friday shopping center. He what was it? Gets in that fight with his nieces or nephews, but
His cousins.
They had that coming. They had that
cousins. And
They're
like
Steelers
the thing
fans
is,
for
though,
one.
in that note, he's talking about it's a really poignant moment because he's talking about how he wishes his mom and dad were in love again, and he wishes that his uncle and aunt and cousins didn't have such a hard time in life and struggling to make ends meet. Like, he's a really good-natured kid, so it's actually kind of effed up that he just one time gets really frustrated at Christmas, and all of a sudden now he's doomed his entire family to an eternal hell with the Krampus wrecking ass all over the neighborhood.
Well,
it just takes one time. That's all.
Technically, though, the ending is left open where you can basically pick, which I actually kind of found it funny that I picked the more grim. I'd always go more grim, but it's left open. So like,
I think they're
was it more
Brainiac
of like
shit.
a dream, but like to him it was a dream, but he still gets his family, or they dead it, or they living forever in that snow globe.
Yeah, they in Brainiac shit, bro. They're a city in a bottle.
That's what I thought too. But Mike, what'd you think about this?
I have to agree with Brooks and Robbie that it is kind of a slow build, slow enough for me to fall asleep. And so I slept through about half the movie and woke up. And
I
then
think you were just DNH.
And then I restarted it. So I restarted from the beginning after falling asleep. So, but I did enjoy it. It does have that Gremlins feel, especially with all the side characters. Krampus really didn't feel as a threat. Also, I was expecting more of demon-looking Krampus, like monster, than like messed up Santa Claus.
It's very low budget, this film, though. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine the way it was, but most of the time I expect Krampus. He looks more like a gremlin.
I do appreciate that they went practical for the most of the film. I do like that. So,
but I did enjoy it, like the attic scene where the kids getting stuff in the set and stuff like that. So I mean, like that was really cool. And then the little gingerbread men, they were fun. So, and props to the dog for being a hero.
That he was. I hate to see a dog go. I always do. It kills me on the inside.
The dog survives in Gremlins.
Yeah.
Your dog agreed.
Man, y'all killing me on this one.
Dylan's so disappointed. We don't like this film as much as him. I'm sorry, man.
I love it. As long as I enjoy it, I can live.
I enjoy it.
I like it though. I like it a lot. You know what's one thing? I found out that that's not even Krampus's like face. He's wearing a mask. If you guys notice, like there's little shades, and you can see like his eyes, like he's wearing. That's a mask. So
that's why the mouth is always open.
Yeah.
I said I wish we could actually see more of the actual Krampus.
That was one thing. They try to not give you so much because they think less is more. You know what I mean? And they were but I do. the way they got like that was all like that is all a person in a suit. Like that's not CGI. That's all a person in suit practical effects. It's so well done. I really like, and it looks what it does in the movie is what it looked like on set because I watched all the behind the scenes today, and I do wish they showed some more because they go when he's jumping on them damn roofs, man. That shit is creepy as hell. But you know, I wish they would have. I do wish they would have ramped it up more. You know, like I watched it a lot. You know, and I saw it in the theater, so that kind of like an empty theater too. So it was just kind of like fun as hell for me. But I know it's not a perfect film, obviously, but I just have hella fun with it, dude. I don't know. I do wish though that they'd show more Krampus because he
I think
is
a
so
second
really
Krampus movie would actually be a good idea for this, like a follow up movie to kind of expand on him.
yeah.
Like maybe like put one out each Christmas for a while.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Because I think the thing too with them putting a mask on him is that there's so many different stories and versions. Like it's a folklore, and there's so many different versions. So no one even knows what he looks like. First off, so they kind of didn't want to make something definitive. They just kind of wanted to leave it open, which is cool. Which is actually, I don't know. I like it, but I'm trying to think what's the next topic.
We're not judging you, Dylan, by the way, for really liking this film more than us. So like we all enjoyed it. Like it has moments we love. Like Mike said, that moment with the Jack in the Box swallowing children is freaking amazing. And I see some y'all were discussing, it's like folk tale. Is it German or something? Because it's based on Krampusnacht, which is like Krampus night, right? Or something like that. Like, I don't know. And apparently the legend is way different than the legend that's, brought about in this film.
But grandmother's German too, I think.
Yeah, or Slavic or something like that, right? And so it's some kind of like Eastern European type vibe, I think. But I think it Krampusnacht, that sounds German, right? Because that's the Nacht is night. By Dylan. All right, there you are. But I think that I think it's the legend. They play free and loose with the legend, but I don't mind that. Like I don't care. The Krampus is still a cool character, and I think all the family. I think it's an interesting story, and I think that's what Michael Daughtry and company. The problem is, if you look, I think you see like 4 different writers on this film or something, right? That sounds like
there's 3. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, it sounds like too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, I don't know how many people he worked with on Trick or Treat. So yeah, there's also that part where he shows the flashback to the grandmother of her first meeting Krampus in animation. I always wondered why they did that, but as I found more about him, he like started the Brad Daughtry or whatever. I always forget. I always want to say
Daughtry?
I always say Brad Daughtry and it's Michael Daughtry. The
or Daughtry or something.
There's that Trick or Treat like short animation. He like got his start in all that stuff like animation and all that. So I thought that was kind of like a little throwback to where he started.
I also like that it's kind of a throwback to those Rankin Bass like claymation, not claymation, but those puppet movies, like Rudolph and Little Drummer Boy and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Because even though it's CG, it looks like that, and I thought that was a cool touch.
No doubt.
I like the part where the grandmother kind of went back and told her story in that animated style. So I thought that was a nice change up from the film.
I was gonna say, what was your overall thoughts on the cast? The cast members? Damn.
I think everyone did a good job, for their parts. Like, the kind of bitchy, grumpy aunt. Like I've seen her in a few things, you know. And
She's in
you know, the
2.5 Men.
gun nut was he brother-in-law?
Yeah.
And I like seeing Adam Scott in this because he makes me think of Ben from Parks and Recreation. And I think the cast was actually really good. It's one of the I think it's one of the stronger aspects of this movie.
No
I
doubt.
really like the cast. I think they do a good job for what they're allowed to do. I don't think the problem is with the acting at all. Like Brooks said, the aunt's really good. Who is that? Conchata Farrell. But yeah, Adam Scott's great. I think he's just. I love Adam Scott, and it was cool to see him in a movie not being the douchebag because usually in a film,
they always put him as dicks in
yeah,
like, most movies.
I would definitely say the best performance in the film goes to Toni Collette, who was in Sixth Sense. She's the mother in this
Hereditary.
film. Is she? I haven't seen that film.
She's in Hereditary.
Yeah, well, she's in Sixth
kills it,
Sense.
bro.
She's in Sixth Sense too, man. I'm just saying. Anyway, no, I think she's probably the best. But everybody does a really good job in the film. Even the kids do a good job. There's nothing wrong with the performances. I think they're solid all the way through.
Yeah, I guess too. All of them have, like, almost besides the kids, all of them have been in a horror movie before too. So they kind of showing some love to horror, which is cool. Toni Collette, man, she's becoming a pretty damn good horror star too. Because if you see Hereditary, whoa, man, her acting is incredible in that. I'll tell you, man. Let me know when you watch that, Robbie.
Well, let me know when you watch Sixth Sense. Okay.
I've seen it years and years ago, brother.
Yeah, but you haven't watched it recently, have you?
Probably a couple of years ago.
Yep. Uh-huh.
When's the last time you watched it? Are you watching it every day, like 51st Day?
I watched it last year when Glass came out, at the beginning of this year, actually. So I'm on you. Weird stretch, I know. But
Glass came out like 2 or 3 years ago.
No, it was like, wasn't it this year?
No.
It was last year, I think.
Dude, weren't the 90s 10 years
Yeah,
ago?
and I said a couple of years
like
ago.
Kurt Cobain died like 10 years ago, right? What year is it?
More like 20. He died in 94. So
Bro, that's like almost 30 years, man.
2019, yeah. So that's about 2 years ago. And that's when I would have watched it too, because I watched Sixth Sense. It was
dude, whatever. I'm just weird instruction. Move on, man.
One, it's Unbreakable, Split, then Glass. Unbreakable is the sequel to Glass, not the Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense is part of it too. You don't even know it yet, man, but it's there.
Bro, you don't even know, bro.
Sixth Sense came out in 1999.
Bro, you wish you knew movies like me, bro. Just say it.
I know movies, man. M. Night Shyamalan.
You wish you knew music like me.
What y'all know about Muriel's Wedding?
You never listen to the score, Robbie. You never pay attention to the music.
Are we talking about the music now, or is
No.
What y'all fools know about Muriel's Wedding?
Whose?
Muriel's Wedding.
That was my favorite part. That was my favorite part of The Godfather.
What y'all know about that film?
You gotta let me know what
Toni
you think.
Collette's first U.S. film.
The Coppola film, the Coppola cut or whatever. I got all three on board.
Italian cut?
Which one you like better, 1 or 2?
Italian.
I don't know what that means. All right. So who's your favorite cast member?
Who?
Robbie. I've been going Robbie, Brooks, Mike.
I don't know what we're doing right now, man. Is this real? My favorite cast member,
Are we here?
to be honest, is Toni Collette. I think she's the best, strongest performance in the film. I really feel her journey through this film. I think she's the best. I think Adam Scott does a great job too. I think they all do a great job, but if I had to pick one, it's Toni Collette.
All right. Brooks.
She was in Heredity.
She was in the Sixth Sense.
And Muriel's Wedding.
I think Adam Scott was my favorite cast member in this one. Like he's so convincing as this, like, kind of average, every man kind of father type. Like, especially in his, like, he has the gun nut brother-in-law or whatever, who's always, like, busting his chops. He just has to kind of, like, sit there and deal with it. So, I think he was my favorite.
First Hellraiser, now this. He's really gonna be a horror icon.
He was in the Hellraiser.
Like years ago, I think he was Hellraiser 4, Bloodlines. He plays like it's like when they're back in time. Well, in like I don't know what year, made like early 1900s, and he plays like a Frenchman. He's got like I swear he's got like that goofy ass like hairstyle like and
Powdered wig.
Yeah, it looks like the
does.
George Washington wig or whatever. But
The powdered wig, because that movie's got the past, present, and future. Of Hellraiser.
I actually like it though.
Imagine if the powder wig made a comeback, and all of a sudden we're all just wearing fucking powdered wigs.
I mean, I'd try it out, but I don't know, man. How expensive would it be to keep up with fashion? You know, because in 2020, that shit would change every single week.
Yeah, true that. Mike, who was your favorite cast member?
I liked Krista Stadler. She played Omi, the grandmother. I thought she did a phenomenal job being an old lady. I thought she was the one that kind of cursed the family on the whole entire thing, especially right there at the front where she was just like, "Oh, it's the joy and the sacrifice." So the kind of dark and brooding, and then I like how she stood up to Krampus, but you didn't actually get to see the fight. You just kind of like showed the bag, and then that was it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just she was a good key. I did like it when she was like, "All right, I'm gonna tell you the story," and she finally speaks English instead of start talking German. So,
and the aunt's like,
but,
yeah, she speaks English.
Well, it's just funny that that they were speaking. The kids know German too, which is kind of cool. So that kid.
Well, that's how that be, man. Yeah, I had like always see like not me, but like I'd see my friends like their family would speak a different language, but everything they would do, it's like they had to always speak in private right in front of me. It's like, bro, like you can't speak in English, you know? But they keep up with that. I don't know, I swear.
It's just funny that everybody knew German. It's like that's all she communicated within. It was like, oh, she's gonna talk in German.
Yeah, well, she really distanced herself from everybody. The only one she really would talk to was the grandson. So they had their connection, but even like it would kind of be just like, hey, Omi, and that
Well, that was the whole thing though. Is the family was like he was always busy with work, and the mom was always kind of disconnected, and like he was the only one that, and not the girlfriend, but the daughter.
Yeah, that's part of why he's asking.
Boyfriend, like 4 blocks away. Like it's like that's kind of what it is. Like he's the only one that cares, and she's the only one that cares. So that's what they're gonna do.
Well, that's a huge part of the story. I mean, the kid when they make fun of him about writing the letter, he just wants things to be how they used to be. As we get older, Christmas seems kind of less important. It doesn't seem as special as it was when you were younger, or I feel like that's what I mean. Even Halloween, I just never see nobody trick or treating like they used to when I was a kid. But it just feels less and less special each year, and he wants his family, his parents, not to separate, or distance themselves. He just wants it to be like how it was when he was little, or when things were better, at least. I don't know.
I don't know. On the trick or treating, it's kind of like that's kind of neighborhood to neighborhood. I have an older neighborhood that doesn't have a lot of kids. All the kids have grown up, and there's no kids to trick or treat. And if there are, they're a handful, and they go somewhere else.
Yeah, they get. We're.
It's also the safety factor.
It used to be in more neighborhoods, and now we got this fear that started of children being kidnapped and shit like that.
Poison with their candy, like
I get what Dylan's saying. With as you grow with age, you start becoming a little bit more apathetic to these things and a little bit more jaded about the holidays. And I think that's a big, strong theme in this film. And it's about the first time that this kid realizes that Christmas is a crock of shit. It's not a joyful holiday. Santa's not real. Bad things can happen. People are shitty. People don't get along. But I love the moment in which the dad's telling them, like, well, maybe, they're family and we have to try. And he's like, do you really believe that? And he goes, I want to. Like, that's right. That's it right there, man.
Yeah, because he's
And
like,
also,
why do we gotta put up with their crap just because we share DNA?
and it sucks, man, when blood's involved. Like, I'm a single dude. I never had no kids. Like, I'm of age, right? But like, so I don't have this connection. Like, I'm able to actually, my family is who I choose, and that's actually a privilege, I guess. I have my still blood family, and there's all that stuff involved, but for the most part, family is. But when you're a kid, you really feel like you're trapped. Like, this is the people you're stuck with during Christmas.
Right.
Maybe your friends are all at school, and like you don't get bullied at school. Maybe you're a little bit cooler. Probably not the kid in this film. It seems like he's gonna get bullied no matter where he's going. But I understand that idea of being stuck with family that you don't necessarily like, especially as a child. And it feels like, especially with like an aunt who's so obnoxious and over the top, and you just can't you can't escape that when you're a kid because you're just stuck in that house.
Putting you down, or so, like she's always putting the mom down and shit just because she likes to have nice things.
Yeah, and you notice that when you're a kid. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
she did let those kids drink that schnapps.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was the kind of the one thing, I guess, that was my family. If anybody got out of line, my grandmother would pretty much straighten everybody up. So there would be no arguing and bickering. So it's like the grandmother in this film just kind of stepped back and was just like, I'm going to be over here. Like, it's none of my business. And it's just, that's the way that I've always grown up with it.
She's honestly like the foreigner.
We were talking about Gremlins last night, right? And how like the dad represented newer technology, the future, right? The present, and then the shop owner who didn't want to sell Gizmo represented this older, wiser way, and the disconnect between the two. I feel like that's what they're doing there with the grandma's disconnected from the rest of them. She only has a connection with that young kid because of their belief in the power of Santa Claus.
And then you even pick up on them notes where the son was like, she's always just weird around Christmas. So it's like he probably almost as if maybe he didn't have the best, childhood growing up because she was kind of like, like kind of weird, like every Christmas she would be acting all trippy that her son, or her is going to get taken by Krampus. I don't know. You seem there's like a distance between her and her son, but I think, she does a pretty damn good job. But what was the next one that I was gonna say?
Well, I want to know, Dylan, who was your favorite character?
Oh, did we get Mike? Mike went. All right.
My grandmother.
Oh yeah. I had it here. I'd probably say David Koechner, and he played Howard. He was dude, he's just funny as hell. I'm trying to think what he was been in that.
Was an Anchorman.
I know he's in a lot of stuff. I was trying to see.
Wasn't he in Tilt? Was he in Tilt, that ESPN show about poker? Do you remember that, y'all? Anybody?
I don't think so.
ESPN tried to do dramas for a while. Maybe it's not him.
But he's just funny in it, He's
he was in The Office. He was in The Office.
Yeah, well, I'm not an Office guy. I never got into Office. It's just not my thing.
It's fine.
But yeah, I tried a couple times and it's just not for me. I know I'll probably get shunned for it, but I just don't like it. But I think he's more the comic relief than Adam Scott, honestly. He's kind of like he kind of reminds me of Eddie from Christmas Lampoon's Vacation. Like even when like they pull up pull up to the house, you hear like the house starts shaking, like kind of like in Lampoon's when like they like hear something, they're like, what the hell is that? Because Eddie's damn, big ass motor vehicle just sounds like such a piece of shit, so they hear it like a mile away. But yeah, I thought that was funny as hell, man.
By the way, that dude is not in Tilt. That's another guy. I always get those two guys mixed up. Chris Bauer.
He was in Final Destination 5. It says Piranha 3DD, the 2012 one, which was garbage.
He's good though, and he's got those vibes. It almost looks like at one point he should have said the shitter's full.
Like, remember when he showed up? Like, I asked you, "Is that a Quaid?"
Yeah, you did.
I'm not seeing him on Tilt either.
No, he's not on Tilt, man. That's David Bauer or whatever. It's a different guy. It's another balding white guy. Doesn't matter.
Chris Bauer?
Yeah, it doesn't matter though. It's not him. But that was a fun show. I watched that when ESPN did like drama for like a year. They did a show about poker. Anyway, what's up? What are we talking about next, Dylan?
The style, structure, and writing, and practical effects like cinematography and everything.
Yeah.
Which I really like the cinematography in it. I think it's perfect. Like, at least, once they get into like the neighborhood stuff and, all the Krampus, like that shit is so atmospheric. So like all the fog and the snow, which you don't even want to know what that snow is made of, bro. Like, seriously. And like it's made out of diapers, like shit they used to make diapers. That's what the snow was made out of. And it just like that's like all a set, and that I think that's just, I love like that Hollywood, like the set stuff. Like everything nowadays is just behind a green screen, and that's just I don't know. That's what I like about movies, like that's like the adventure, I'm sure too, for an actor, but the story I think is good, but like you guys said, I wish I'd seen Krampus a little bit more. And the practical effects are masterful, man. Like, I really like that. Krampus, I think, looks creepy as hell. That suit is incredible. The teddy bear is a straight up puppet and looks incredible. I literally told Robbie behind stage I thought that was CGI. I didn't think, I was like, there's no way, because it's perfect, man. Even the cherub, the cherub, the creepy like doll with the wings in the all white that jumps on Toni Collette.
Yeah.
That one's creepy as hell too, bro. And then the Jack in the Box.
Like, I love when the little rope comes down the chimney, and the little gingerbread man is there, like he's just flying.
Yeah.
He's like checking the place out for.
And the kid just goes up and takes a bite out of its head and fucks everybody up.
Like, this kid sees this fucking gingerbread man hanging on this fucking weird chain from a chimney, and he's like, "Oh, take a bite." Oh.
I know that shit was fucking.
Well, it's the obese kid that doesn't talk and just
yeah.
So, like, what did you expect? Augustus Gloop.
Yeah, that's, and you know what? That's what that funny as fuck you said that, bro, because that's exactly what the director said in the commentary. That he's the Gustus from Willy Wonka. That's what he would call that. That's so funny. So what did you think of it, Robbie?
Or the practical effects.
Why? He's on mute for me.
Yeah, me too.
Or I can't hear him.
The practical effects are amazing. The Jack in the Box is phenomenal.
That's the best.
So scary, so creepy. The atmosphere, the cinematography, the set design, everything, the production, everything is really well done. The only problem I really have is the script. It's the story. It just takes a little too long to get there. It's like two movies that are juxtaposed against each other that don't quite fit. they fit almost, but not perfectly. So it's an enjoyable film, but that's the only problem. Everything else about it, the look of the film, the cinematography, the snow, like you were saying, whether it's diaper mess or whatever for some kind of duty head, but like I absolutely love the look of the film. I love the practical effects of the film. It's just to me it's the pacing and the way that they don't quite merge the two stories so cohesively for me. But otherwise, I think it's very strong.
Yeah, bro. The Jack in the Box too, bro. Like the tail, that was straight up like people in the back of the tail, like moving around. It's so cool. Like watch the behind the scenes. It's
And it
really
looks
cool
so
to see.
scary, man.
It's so creepy. Like all the slime coming out, like when the mouth like like I don't know what I don't even know what to call that for real. When the jaw like opens up like Blade 2 for real. That's the only thing I could like think of, honestly.
The
That's what it reminds me of, like the Blade
jaw.
2. What would you call that?
The predator jaw.
Predator jaw?
Predator.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
All right, Brooks. So what did you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good. Like, it's definitely a movie I can see like watching every year. I think the fact that it is a Christmas movie kind of gives it that kind of edge it needs to make me like feel like I would actually watch it again. And there's not it's a good movie. There's not many good movies that really take the take of the dark side of Christmas. Like I love Jingle All the Way, but I can see how the argument for how that would not be, how people wouldn't like that movie is not good. And I'm like, I've seen parts of that movie, Christmas with the Cranks, which is kind of the same kind of deal. Like, usually that kind of take on Christmas just isn't very entertaining. But I think in this movie, it kind of works to its advantage because it's playing it for the horror angle, too.
And at the same time, it's still like being a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
That's at its heart about family, like Gremlins was. Or even something like, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Black Christmas. That's about people that at that moment have a lack of a family. And that's an interesting thing because those with families, like look at Home Alone. This movie's connected to Home Alone to me. Like in Home Alone, remember Kevin wishes that his family was gone. Then miraculously they are, right? In this one, the kid wishes that like Christmas was over and it was all done. And then that comes back to backfire on him. And so it's got the connection there. And then you have the opposite of that where you have people that don't have their family around them, like in Silent Night, Deadly Night 1 and 2, or in Black Christmas. So this is a really nice like 4 or 5 movie set that we've done here.
Why y'all always get so silent, man? Mike, what did you think, bro? What did you think of the cinematography and practical effects and the writing structure and everything?
The writing, it could have been better. It's good for what it was. It's also one of those things too where you take like a 20-minute short movie, which could have been really good, and stretching it out to like an hour and a half, and it's going to fall apart. And the practical effects, we haven't talked about these yet, but I really like the Dark Elves.
Yeah, I've been waiting for one of y'all to mention it.
When they showed up,
Robbie didn't.
I like how they're all wearing. You never see their faces. They're all wearing masks. It has the satanic symbol. On top, so you can tell there's like, oh, these guys are not nice. So you actually don't get to see what they actually look like. So you still get a little bit of that mystery behind it, like with Krampus wearing a mask also. So there's some stuff in there with that. I thought the cinematography was done really well. I like how they did some of the shots and campy, tropey stuff that worked really well for your basic like Robbie said earlier, it's the Home Alone meets Gremlins kind of thing in the shooting style. So
Yeah, the elves I think were supposed to be kind of like a play on like they bounced from the bad ones that bounced from Santa Claus and came and joined up with Krampus.
Well, I mean, if Santa Claus is the light and Krampus is the dark, so you'll have good and bad regardless of what there is. So, I mean, Santa Claus is gonna has good elves. I guess Krampus is gonna have some evil elves as minions.
Yeah,
One
bro.
thing I do like about the story is that ending. I do like the ending a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I was a little upset, I guess you could say, because when he woke up, I was like, oh god, it's just a dream. That's kind of like that was completely shitty, and I was just like, I hope this movie doesn't end like this, because if it does, like it's like it could have been a lot better. But then again, like I saw that it was a PG-13 and not an R, so then again, I was like, well, I guess that can fly with a PG-13 and not an
Or
R.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
So
Well, the I thought that too when I was in the theater. I thought it was like a dream, but when I watched the commentary, he said that it's what you interpret. Like you could think that it was just a dream, or honestly, I always just thought that they got and they're living up in the snow globe now. But I guess the director meant to leave it open so that um, you could think that it was just a dream and kind of like that warning, like folklore and those folk tales, like Disney made them kind of like kid friendly, but they were always more like kind of scary and like tales to kind of keep you aware to. Trying to think, there's one another part of why folk like caution tales, and I don't know. I lost where I was going, but I think I said what I wanted. Robbie, you freeze or something, bro?
Nah, man. What's up?
Nothing.
Hey, Robbie, you're
Chilling.
frozen when your heart's not open.
You're frozen.
So I was gonna ask, what did you think of the music, Robbie? But I know you probably didn't pay attention.
I didn't. No, I like the music. I like the music a lot. The music's one of the best part of the film. It's got this nice creepiness to it. It still feels atmospheric and Christmassy at the same time. And I think it's not. If you actually compose any kind of music at all and learn the basics, you realize that a lot of the tones that you use, a lot of the chords, you would use minor chords a lot to give us a like a more horror or Halloweeny type sound. You can use those same type of chords to give us a Christmas sound too. And I like that the way, and I don't know the name of the composer, but I'm sure Mike will look it up because that's
Douglas Pipes.
okay. But I like the music. It's the same guy that did Trick or Treat. So
Yeah,
I think he really
same guy
captured
did
the
Trick or
holiday.
Treat. He did Monster House and The Babysitter as well, which I love all the scores on all those movies.
Weird stretch, but I really do like the way that he can capture the holidays in a creepy tone, especially Christmas.
Weird stretch, or did you mean great come up and great info?
Just get that straight dick, man, like Jay Strick.
Great knowledge I just laid on these fine people.
Monster House score?
Monster House, bro. The animated one, dog.
I know what you're talking about. I've never seen that. Seems like it was made for fucking children, Dylan.
No, bro. Like the opposite. Made for people like us. But you ever see The Babysitter? He also did that. That's actually a fun one.
No.
Yeah.
Like a
Check it
porn.
out. It's on Netflix. It's got a sequel too.
I've watched Adventures in Babysitting, and I was like, this is the peak of babysitting movies. I'll never watch another one.
It's a horror film, and it's like totally like trying to, do that like 80s, like come back and be like an 80s movie. And it's got cheese fest all over it, but it's totally awesome, bro.
Okay.
Like, check it out. It got a sequel, so if it got a
If it's
sequel,
on Tubi, I may watch it sometime.
no, it's on Netflix.
I don't have Netflix.
It was directed by Mick G. If that means anything to you, Robbie.
Oh man, that could mean a lot of things. I like his Charlie's Angel movie.
What about his second one?
No, I like the first one.
Yeah, he directed the second Babysitter movie too.
Yeah, he did it because they're both like it's
Here
got
they
all
come
the
out.
same. It's got like all the same people.
2017, and the sequel came out this year.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, that's like new shit then that he's doing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does it still look like 1999 Smash Mouth video?
Mm.
Because that's what all of his shit looked like. He did that All-Star video, didn't he? Like I'm just saying, like he did some Smash. Maybe it was Walking on the Sun. Anyway, Mick G was a music video
He
director.
did the Offspring stuff, I thought.
He did a lot of stuff, man. He had that certain look that defined the late 90s, early 2000s. Right, Brooks?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I remember the kind of punk revival of the late 90s. Like with Blink 182 and The Offspring and all those guys.
Pop punk, yeah.
See, even
did,
Travis says
The
you need to
metal,
watch
kind of a metal resurgence too.
He did
Band
Sugar.
Corn and Limp Bizkit and all that.
He did Sugar Ray's Fly and Every Morning.
Classics.
Did Bare Naked Ladies 1 Week. Korn's Got a Life. Smash Mouth All Star.
Classic videos, man. They defined that era, dude. Like Got the Life is a great video. The colors, the way he would film, and he filmed his movies like that, or at least he used to. Hopefully, he's changed his style a little bit nowadays. 20 years later. But anyway, yeah, I'll check it out maybe.
Hey,
I'm going
Travis
live tomorrow
M
night.
says you need to, so you better listen to Travis M.
Well, maybe I'll set like a super chat goal for tomorrow's Rock and Robbie Live, and if so, I'll watch both damn Babysitter movies.
Maybe you will. Oh, I don't know why I keep doing that. What are you doing on Christmas?
To me,
Yeah.
I'm cooking me a ribeye in my air fryer. I'm making mashed potatoes from scratch, and I'm making Cheetos macaroni and cheese, and I'm getting a pecan pie, and
You're not putting hot dogs in your mac and cheese?
and I'm going to watch. I think I'm going to watch. I don't know. I'm going to watch a movie, probably like something like I haven't seen that I really want to, like Blade Runner 2049, or something like.
Wow, you haven't seen 2049?
No.
What's up, Scarpad? Good to see you, bro. Scarpad, man, that's one of my other horror buddies. He actually did a horror show with me back in the day, bro. But then he had to move, so we kind of had to stop. But we used to like live watch movies live, like with a couple guys.
I remember that young
Kind of
man.
like what you did for Mummy Mondays.
Yeah, I'll watch one of those.
Before I did that with Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which gave you the idea to do that.
Heck yeah. What were you gonna say, Mike?
I said I remember when you did. I can't remember. I watched one of those videos as much as I could before.
Y'all couldn't figure out how to get it all so that you started at the exact same time. That
Oh
was
my god! I wish I could put like a ticker on there too. I bet if you did like probably through OBS you can, but like so you can because too when people come in like 30 minutes in, they're like, where are you at? But most people I noticed like honestly probably wouldn't even watch it. Like they would just come and talk, and you're like, what's happening?
Yeah. Tell us what's going on in the movie. Be a stand.
Yeah. Hey Brooks, what did you think of the music though, my brother?
I honestly did not pay much attention to the music in this movie, but it wasn't. It didn't take. There was no point where it took me out of the movie, so I assumed that it was good.
Brooks, how many of these shows have we done?
I don't know.
We always talk about the music.
Yeah,
Well,
bro.
that's the thing. Like I don't. usually, like, especially on my first watch, don't pay much attention to the music intentionally because I'm trying to like take in the story.
We can't drink wine anymore when we watch movies, can we, Brooks?
I don't know. Maybe it is the wine.
It may be something else too. A little bit of DNH.
And we can't not do that.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
You could do a watch party on Amazon. I thought it was like Mixer, Twitch. I thought, yeah, I swear, I think it's like Twitch or Amazon made a deal with like Twitch. You know about that, Robbie?
No,
So you can do a watch party through Amazon.
What's a watch party? What's an Amazon?
Like you watch, like what you do on Mummy Monday. You
Stealing
watch
my
something, it's a watch party where
I
everybody comes together and they watch the movie, and then
I don't know what's so hard with everybody just being like 3, 2, 1, play.
He's saying, but dude, that would mean that you could put the movie if you can put the movie on through
Everybody's
Amazon.
got to have Amazon. Everybody's got to be on Amazon Prime or something. Not everybody's on that shit, Dylan. Some people can't afford it. I got it, but some people can't afford it.
Well, then see if they can get. Then I'd be like, well, buy a Blu-ray, dog. Or most of them don't even watch it anyways. So
Here's the thing: are you gonna get an Amazon watch party on a movie that's not on Amazon? Not every movie's on Amazon, brother.
Well, if
You know
not,
it's not on Amazon.
You can buy that movie.
But does everybody have to buy it? If it's a movie that you got to buy, does everybody got to buy it?
No, everybody has to pay $3.99 to rent it. If it's not on Prime.
Some watch
Yeah,
party.
right. You don't have to buy it. You can rent it.
Some watch party.
I'm already paying $10 a month. Well, I got to pay an extra $3.99.
Well, if you want to watch the movie, they're doing that no matter what. That's the fee to watch a damn movie.
It wasn't like this before they started making people wear masks.
It wasn't.
That's damn sure. Mask.
That was a joke, Dylan. You can move on. Just
No. Well, we can answer that in a minute. Let me ask Mike what
About the music?
what he thought about the music. Yeah.
It was creepy. It was creepy Christmas music with Christmas carols around it. It's kind of like I wasn't really motivated or moved by it. It was just kind of there. It was good filler. So nothing too grandiose to write home about. I liked like you think it was they used Silent Night. I think that was what it was. So it's almost the scary Christmas music is almost a trope now.
I know, right?
With all the horror, so
Yeah, I like it as well. I don't know why you guys keep doing the silence shit.
what are we supposed
You
to
guys, I can't get you guys to stop talking.
We're trying to give you room, man.
Keep me focused. I just kind of like drift off a lot.
Well, I guess I usually can't get Robbie to stop talking.
I'm trying to
We're missing Delaney. We're missing Delaney. Everything's out of focus.
his lag was pretty funny though last night.
Yeah, mine kicked me off the damn stream, man. But
At first, yeah.
all right, well,
I thought Hitman was over there for a minute. The way
yeah, it was right.
we kind of already touched on it, like throughout.
No, we didn't.
What do you think the theme of the movie is, Robbie? He did. Now he's fucking with me, or did he prove
I
it?
think the theme of the movie. No, it's about family. It's about the true meaning of Christmas. It's about the gratitude. It's about not being ungrateful. It's about, to me, it really speaks on though how to reach the differences. It all comes to the crux of the moment, which I think is very early on, actually, like midway through Act 1, when the father has the conversation with the son after the devastating dinner that they have, you know. And I love that the aunt, by the way, is all like, all this fancy food really clogs me up. Oh, that's what it is. Meanwhile, she's drinking like an entire thing of eggnog, like this big, right? But I think it's about reaching out. That not everybody is like you. We're all different. They actually paint these two sides of the family kind of almost Republican and Democrat. Like they make mention, like they talk about, oh, they're all rich. And they're like, oh, why do they just get all the free shit? All the rich people get the free shit. Like it's because they're Democrats. And then they're like the gun thing. But it's ultimately about when it all comes down to it and everything you're cut off. There's no iPad, there's no Amazon, there's no Roku, there's no internet, there's no power. There's nothing but you and your actual family, you and your family. And that's the ultimate supreme moment of bridging those connections. It doesn't matter anymore that Adam Scott is anti-gun or pro-gun control. When it's time to do it, he like throws down on it. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. So it's about the balance between these polarizing opposites that we have in society right now. And I think if you really think about this film in 2015, these polarizing elements really come out during the holidays because you're around a lot of family that you don't usually associate with. But we're always in danger of putting ourselves in an echo chamber. And you can't do that. And you can't just be annoyed with someone who has the different belief, because there is the bridge between that when all of it is a facade and it's gone and it's down to you and them and do or die and survival. Y'all are going to do what it takes to band together, because that's human nature.
Nice. Right on the money, boss.
Thank you.
Brooks, what are you thinking, my brother?
Well, I think this is kind of about the legacy of evil. You know, how like this legend is something like the grandmother like experienced so long ago, and like it's been passed down like through the years, and now like there's this new family that's gonna go through the same thing. How like these old fairy tales and stuff, like they didn't. You can lighten them up all you want, but the real stuff is still there underneath the surface if you really look. Kind of the darker aspects, like shoving people into ovens and a lot of cannibalism and weird shit like that from those old morality tales. And it's like it's just a never-ending cycle. Like it'll just keep coming back around.
Nice, bro. Brooks always coming with the not so obvious thoughts. He digs deep, and this was his first watch.
So
you didn't watch it the second time? You only watched it the one time?
Yeah.
You should have watched it again, because Robbie fucked it up. You probably would have liked it better.
Maybe, actually.
Robbie watched it again, but he's on mute, so I can't hear him shit talk. Robbie's definitely freezing.
No, he's not.
No, he's doing it. He's doing his bit.
It's a bit.
Mike, what did you think about this movie? The theme.
It's definitely kind of what both of Brooks and Robbie had said, and it's one of those you get both sides. You get a diehard Republican side, and you have a diehard Democratic side, and they poke fun of each other for those things, and it's a great commentary on society at that time. That came out a year before the election of 2016, so like that was starting to ramp up with debates and all that fun stuff. But then it also kind of reflects on what we are now, and there's people that are completely too far right that think that people in the center are just too far left, and vice versa. So, but yeah, it's just everybody has to. When the guy was saying, he's like they were getting upset about stuff, and he was just like, I was just starting to like you, and so they actually started having to work together and come together and be as one, as a unit, and it's kind of just all the electronics and the bullshit's just a distraction, and it's taking away from what we really are in the family.
Is that it? We're gonna go through another silence phase.
Yeah, that's it. I'm done. That's what I had to say on it.
You got to pay attention, Dylan, man. You got to notice when they're
Well,
wrapping.
maybe I'm like Brooks. Maybe I zone off sometimes.
Well, then, I mean, you're the one in that chair right there,
You're
man.
you're the co-host.
Not in this one, I didn't
No, I'm
think.
not. My co-host
You're
shit
too
doesn't
busy
start till
playing your
January
silent.
9th, brother.
You're
January
playing-
9th.
You're a silent. You're too busy playing your silent bit. So I'll tell you what I think. I think one part is dude, I can't even talk with Robbie just sitting there like that.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. I'm just messing with you, man. I'll move. I'll keep moving.
That one thing I said about like each year kind of gets a little bit not the same, like a little less special, and I think that's what Max kind of ends up finding out, that fucking people grow apart, and things ain't gonna be the same. One thing is like I mentioned, the folklore and how they were kind of like caution tales, and it kind of shows that it's not really as much a fairy tale as you might think. Bad things do happen in life, like what you might get coddled as a kid, but as you get older you realize you're like, man, shit is real, like fucking any day could be your last if you think about it like that. Like, you never know, man. You take one wrong step, it could be your last. So you got to be grateful.
One wrong step,
And that's
one
what
last breath.
Christmas is all about, being around your loved ones and being grateful what you have. I know that's kind of Thanksgiving, I guess, too, but it don't have to be about presents. The gift, is family. But and I think one big thing is Max ends up paying the ultimate price, and he basically sacrifices himself for his family. He says, take me and leave them, and he ends up either getting it ends up being just a dream, which I don't think is true. I think he just gets to spend eternal globe life in the damn in that globe with his family. But
Globe life.
yeah, I think it's good, man. I really see. The thing is, I'm a huge like folklore fan, like Brothers Grimm. I actually I know that ain't even the greatest movie, but I really like it. I always, for some reason, like those folklore stories, Hansel and Gretel, all that witch stuff.
Yeah.
All those creepy stories, And I grew up on all the Disney classic animated movies. So being a horror fan, I like to see them kind of get that real twist, the real dark, raw folklore story.
If you really think about horror and its progression throughout film, those early Disney films, like your Snow Whites, your Pinocchios, your Fantasias, they literally have some of the most horrific imagery on cinematic screens at that time, and Krampus gets into that because I think it's a lot of folklore, fairy tale, Christmas stories in particular. There's a lot of death and mortality that's dealt with in Christmas films. And, I had some people be like, why are you guys keeping doing all the horror stuff during Christmas? It's all about death. We need to be joyful, right? Well, sometimes Christmas is about confronting your mortality and death and things like that. And like what you were saying, Dylan, look at the famous stories like A Christmas Carol. Who's the ghost of Christmas future? It's death.
Right.
You look at movies like Krampus, Gremlins, where literally death is facing up against these people. Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Die Hard.
This is a representation of the winter solstice. What this actually is to humanity through our shared experience over generations and generations is it's the death of the sun. The nights are getting longer, the days are getting shorter, and then ultimately it hits a peak. It's the death of the sun is the winter solstice. And for 3 days, that sun is on the lowest point of the horizon all year long. But the point is rebirth, rebirth through that sacrifice, the 3 days of the setting of the sun, and coming back, and then leading into spring and a rebirth. And that's the flip side. And we're horror fans here, me and Dylan especially. And we got a whole new show we're launching in 2021, celebrating horror. We're keeping Horror Fest alive, right, Dylan?
Yes, sir.
And we get criticized at times for like, why is it all about horror? It's because on the flip side of horror is the rebirth. So you have the death, you have the rebirth, and Christmas represents both. And I think that's why the melding of it, even in traditional Christmas films, It's a Wonderful Life. You know, you look at these films, these classics, and it's all there. The mortality and that aspect in its relationship to Christmas, I think is still very strong today.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you even see with family members. I remember my great grandpa before he died for like 5 years straight. You never knew it. You're like, this might be his last Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like that's a lot of people I'm sure have to deal with that, you know.
A chilling moment in my life was the night George Michael died. I believe it was a Christmas Eve, right? And me and my lady at the time were going to what we call the Tinsel Trail here in town, where it's just this lineup of Christmas trees in the park. And it's always very pretty, right? And extravagant. But when we got out, they always have these speakers playing like the local radio station that plays nothing but Christmas music during this time. And I heard on the radio that he had died. And then we get out of the car and we go into this Christmas wonderland. And then Last Christmas plays, George Michael. And then never have I confronted mortality during Christmas like that moment.
That's crazy.
Because I'm a big George Michael fan, and Last Christmas is one of the best Christmas songs of all time.
Heck yeah. I was gonna say, the rating. What would you give this rating, Robbie?
I'm gonna give it a 3 you digs. Out of 5. 3 out of 5 stars you digs, whatever you wanted to call it, Dylan. In our world, we call it you digs. Because I can dig this 3 out of 5 times. I watch it 3 out of 5 years. You get what I'm saying? Around Christmas. I like it. It's solid. I think it's something that's going to age better with me, because as movies age that I rewatch over and over, I become way more forgiving of them. That's literally why I can give a movie like Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme a higher rating than this. That makes no sense, right? This is a more well-crafted film and well-performed film than Street Fighter, but it hasn't aged yet with me. So I'm going to give it a solid 3, which is my initial thoughts after 2 viewings. It's got some solid moments. It does really great for a low budget, but it doesn't quite meld the family Christmas film with the horror Christmas film. It feels like it just all of a sudden jumps midway through the film. And I wish that it could have been threaded a little bit better with more horrific elements towards the beginning of the film. But 3 you digs.
For sure. All right, Brooks. What is your rating or your you digs? All right, man.
I'd probably give it 3.5. Because, I mean, my first impression of it is an all right movie, but at the same time, I think like I bet if I watched it again, like if I watched it more and it became more like a traditional thing, I'd probably think higher of it. So like I think it deserves a little bit more than I think it deserves to be slightly above average for me.
For sure. Mike, what are you giving it, brother?
I give it a 3.5. It's definitely got rewatchability, but it doesn't have something I'm not going to be able to watch every year. Like I watch it every other year, I guess. It'll make it into some type of rotation. I really haven't watched many Christmas movies this year, so it's one of the few that I've watched. Going back to the ending. I think they're stuck in a snow globe. I think he makes a sacrifice to be with his family, and I don't think the waking up was it was just a dream. Well, cool, we can all be happy. And then he actually sees the bell and it says from Krampus. That's when the reality sets in. Like, I've doomed myself, and I'm here. But at least I'm here with my family. So
Yeah.
but yeah, 3.5. It's a solid score. It's not bad. Like I said, this is my first time. This is my first time watching it. So I can't really go too hard in the paint with it. So
Right. No doubt. I mean, it's not Gremlins for sure. I mean, that's a classic.
well, I grew up. Gremlins I watched when I was a kid, so like it already has heart and sentimental value to me.
I can imagine if I watched this film when I was a kid that it would become like a Gremlins for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I watched it when it first came out, so maybe that's kind of too. Plus, I went and saw it with the family around Christmas. But maybe I kind of have that. I have something with it. You know what I'm saying? I guess that you guys don't. Maybe that But see, the thing is, I think Gremlins is just good. So if I never saw it growing up, and I went and watched it tonight, I'd be watching it probably the next week. I would be watching it for a week straight after that. That's I can watch movies over and over again for real. Like growing up, I watched The Departed for like a week straight once. Like that, I would just like watch movies over and over and like study them, bro. Like for real. Like when I get into certain movies and certain directors, like a Scorsese shit, bro, I would be watching Wolf of Wall Street for like a week straight. Then I watched Departed for a week straight. Then Goodfellas. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds a bit obsessive, Dylan. To be honest, maybe we should have a talk.
I don't do that really anymore. I said growing up I did that when I had a lot more time to do that. Now I mainly watch it, or
I did the same thing with like between the commentaries and all that shit.
I wish I had the time to do it, but yeah, 'cause nowadays, like, see, I watch Dolls, and then I watch the behind the scenes, and then I threw on the audio commentary. Like sometimes, like I'll do that. Like I did that all in a day.
I need a Blu-ray player in my bedroom, and I would do that more often. But I've been falling asleep watching Mike Matei playing Atari 2600 games.
You ain't got like a system that could play Blu-rays. See, I use my Xbox.
I got a Blu-ray player, but it's in the living room. But I don't have. I didn't even have a TV in my bedroom until like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I try to get away from that.
I don't.
The bedroom's for two things: sleeping and fucking, and watching TV is not a part of it. But
my bedroom is my office, my fucking place,
this is my office,
resting place, my hanging place, my everything.
Oh, I get you. I understand. I've been there. I like what Fable says there. He says this is like Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night all over again. Yeah, PCP. We all together picked the best movie, and then Dylan picked some kind of scrub ass film to follow it up with.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go hard to say this.
I'm just joking.
You guys all just admitted that if you would have saw this when you were a kid, that it's up there with Gremlins. So
you were just fucking. Yeah, I'm just joking.
Yeah. I think that's actually
years ago.
What was your rating? What was your rating, Dylan? I don't remember.
I give it a 4.
Oh, okay, that's solid. You gave Gremlins a 5.
I mean, like I'd give it a 4 or 5. I mean, because of the family, but I'm gonna be real and say it's a 4. But when I watched it this time, it kind of was like it felt like a little bit of a chore to watch it this time, but I kind of have seen it a shit ton of times in the last 5 years because like I loved it so much when it first came out. Like I was watching this not even when it wasn't Christmas, like on a fucking rainy day, I'd be like, man, I'm throwing Krampus on just because it's so atmospheric. I love it, dude.
Yeah, man.
But, if it was going to be a 4 or 5 or a 4 or 5 or a 5, like you wouldn't have to. It wouldn't be a chore to you. Like you'd be like, yes,
exactly.
Like you don't want to drag your heels. You don't want to drag your heels on it. So like that way. Brooks, what was your score? I did not hear you.
3.5.
Yeah. Not bad.
So we'll go 3.69.
69, dude.
Honestly, any other day I would have gave it a 4 or 5. But the thing is, like, sometimes I'm just like, I'm weird sometimes too because I watch movies. Any chance I get it time to watch a movie, I'm doing it. Like I don't really play video games that much anymore. was playing a little bit of Call of Duty Cold War, but like before the match, before the stream. But that's like I never do that, bro. So when I watch a movie, like I'm like, it takes me like sometimes like an hour just to figure out what I want to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever get like that? Like just scrolling through.
There's been a time where I was like, I just want to watch a movie tonight, and I spent an hour going through different services, like trying to find the movie or going through my own collection, and then I wind up just watching fucking YouTube videos.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why I get like a lot of my Blu-rays I got. They're like most of them that I've been getting like or I get first are the ones that are just guilty pleasures that I can just throw in at like any point. You know, and just be like, fuck it. I can't, I ain't got time. I'm going to go to bed after work, but I'm going to throw in the stuff before I pass out.
Or like the Argento cut, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I'm watching Hidden Fortress. Like, I was watching that before the stream.
Oh, the Kurosawa film.
Yeah. Well, the whole Mandalorian. We talked about, with Perry about the movies that he hadn't seen a few weeks ago. And we started talking about the Kurosawa stuff, and then the Mandalorian episode.
He should do some reactions to Kurosawa films if he wants to get the Criterion crowd into his channel.
He's crazy.
Seven Samurai. It's a quick short one.
I love Seven Samurai. I still don't have that on Blu-ray.
But it is long.
I do not have Seven Samurai on Blu-ray, and it pisses me off still. And every time there's a Criterion 50% off sale, because they do that so often, you know, like quarterly, and I always want to get that one.
Well, that's how I got scanners, because I couldn't find the Blu-ray anywhere, dude. You can get the DVD on Amazon, but the Blu-ray I couldn't find anywhere. Black Friday, Barnes & Noble had it for $20. I'm like, I gotta get it. Videodrome is next. I've been meaning to send you a picture. You said how much you love The Brood. Dude, it's been 40 fucking forever, dude. And it's down to 20 right now.
Dude, what do? You literally just sit there all goddamn day and
no,
just watch Blu-ray prices?
No.
Get it, Robbie. Get it, Robbie.
I threw a lot in my cart.
Right now. Stop what you're doing and go back.
I throw the ones I want in the cart, and all I gotta do is scroll through it every couple days. There's something. Throw it maybe every day. I scroll through it, see what the daily prices are. You throw what you want in the cart, and then and then it even tells me. It'll say important messages or cart update. This has decreased 82 cents since yesterday. You know, like, so a lot of times they tell me too.
Yeah, you put it in there, you get an email, and they're like, this is like, 50% lower than it was when you put it on your list, and you're like, whoa.
Yep.
Hit the button.
Sometimes too, bro, I don't even notice the update, and I scroll through because I want to get Return of the Living Dead 2. Because I got the first one.
That went down a little bit this week.
Yeah. Oh, did it? See, it was already down to like 15, and I've been like, maybe it'll go down more. But 15
is like stupid ass expensive now, man.
Yeah, I got lucky and found like Amazon before it went out of print. I think I told you too, and I was like, bro, they got them, but they're like 30. It was like I think I paid like 35 or 40, maybe. I think I paid 30.
It's too much for a Blu-ray, man.
I think it was 30, but bro, I'd rather pay 30 than pay a damn 80.
After I spent $30 on Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, never again.
I got Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 right before it went out of print. $30. Shit is like $80 now. The cheapest you can find it for is $60.
Not being a horror fan, but does anything like Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Like, what's the point of buying like anything after the original?
Dude, the second.
Because part 2 is a really okay. We were talking about Gremlins last night. How like Gremlins 2 is a parody almost of Gremlins 1, right? That's the same thing with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2. Toby Hooper did part 2 as well, and he didn't do the same thing like most other directors would. He did something completely different that was actually kind of almost a parody of what he had done before. And I think it's kind of brilliant.
The big thing was that he said that the original is supposed to be funny. And he's like, people didn't get it. He's like, so in the second one, I had to make it more obvious. Like, he's saying a lot of this, like, and, the second one is straight black comedy to people.
Yes.
But he, and obviously more out there, with Chop Top and everything. But he said that the first one was meant to be a dark, like, black comedy. That was his take on it. And then he's like, nobody got it. They just thought it was straight raw horror film, which I kind of don't.
I don't get that. That almost sounds like almost like reductive apologist type reasoning, like he's apologizing for the critical reaction of part
Right,
two.
exactly, yeah.
But
I never understood that.
Yeah, I think he intentionally went goofier in the second one because he didn't want to repeat what he did in the first one. But I could be wrong, and we'll never know at this point, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I like the first two a lot. Even the third one has some fun parts. Shit, you know who's in the third one, Mike? Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. Viggo Mortensen.
I think that's the Leatherface we met too, isn't it? The one that we had at the shop was the guy that was from part 3. No, part 3 is the one with Matthew McConaughey, isn't it?
No, that's part 4. That's the next generation.
Is part 3 called Leatherface?
Yeah.
Yeah, we met that guy. He was that biker dude that came to the shop. R.A. Milganoff or something. It's like R.H. Milganoff or something. I have something signed by him. But I actually like part 4, The Next Generation, with Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, when that dude showed up, was that the same one that showed up, the girl from Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Okay, I was not a part of any of that. Like, I was there. Like, I was getting the whole room set up for that, and that's when I made the Power Rangers joke poster. But, like, after that, I was gone. So, like, I never met him.
Yeah, I
didn't meet either of them.
That's him.
Yeah.
I was probably doing something at Crossroads that night.
There's pictures on my Facebook, I'm sure, of me meeting him.
So it was a cool idea, and I like that we did it, but it was just kind of like I forgot who was playing at Crossroads that night. Obviously, somebody who was more important to me. So great stretch.
Okay, I'll break the silence.
Thanks.
What the fuck?
I could play too, motherfuckers. All right.
Sound like
damn, now I don't know what to talk about.
Hey, did you ever see Robbie?
I don't know what to talk about.
Going back to Kurosawa, Robbie, did you ever see Ran?
I saw it one time, and a little bit.
Well, it's like $7 on. $7 on Prime.
Did you watch The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Did you watch it, Brooks?
Yeah, I did.
I don't know if everybody out in the chat watched it though.
I would give everybody I'd give that at least a few days.
I thought
it was solid. I thought Mandalorian season 2 overall was pretty solid.
Thank you today, Rob.
I'm not as blown away by this last episode as other people are. But I feel the people that are really, really blown away by the end of this were really, really blown away by the end of Rogue One.
Nah, because I was way more blown away by this than Rogue One, to be honest.
I like this ending way better than I liked the ending of Rogue One.
Way better.
So, because it's fun, you get to see. Well, I guess that's the equivalent of what we wanted to see in 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, dude.
It was good. It was good.
I've been waiting my whole damn life.
Y'all know the particular thing I'm talking about. I just
Yeah.
I don't know.
That shit got me like for real. That shit got me like crazy, bro. I love seeing that. It got me like butterflies, bro. I'm telling you.
I feel like every time I say I don't like Rogue One, I lose a subscriber.
No, dude.
I'm afraid of losing Stefan. I'm afraid of losing Stefan right now.
I'm not in love with Rogue One either, but dude, Mandalorian season 2 finale, I freaking loved it, bro. I thought that was incredible. Like what that is what I like when I saw I knew what it was as soon as like that X-wing comes in silent. No signal back. I knew. You know what I'm saying?
And she
bro,
made that crack like, oh, one X-wing, we're
yeah,
safe. You know.
you know what I'm saying? Like and it was just like you didn't want to believe it, you know, because you're like,
It could have. Yeah, yes and no, but it could have still been that surprise that a lot of people were looking for. This is not a spoiler when I say this, because I think it'll be handled in the Ahsoka TV show, but that could have easily been Ezra Bridger.
oh, well, that was who I was thinking. I was like, well, maybe because you know what I'm saying. You know what it is, and you're like, are they gonna go that way? Because sometimes that can really be goofy. And
Could have been
I like that better though, because I think you're right. That's gonna be in Ahsoka. They're gonna do Ezra and Ahsoka because they have that connection, you know, and it makes more sense. Honestly,
Like Ezra from the Bible?
no
Like Ezra and Nehemiah?
from Rebels.
Rebels.
Oh, I thought you meant from like the post-Babylonian exile. My bad.
Mr. Bible studies over here.
Da, da, da.
Join us Sunday night for our devotional on the Book of James, by the way.
Oh, sweet.
Boy,
That literally is one of my favorite books of the Bible, y'all. Read James.
I like what Travis says down here in the comments. He says that Rogue One is a masterpiece. And like Last Jedi is a masterpiece. Rogue One is just fan filler.
I wouldn't say Last Jedi is a masterpiece, but he also says, "But I am a Star Trek fan, so that's why I don't take Star Wars too seriously." And would it be out of would it seem weird to y'all if I said I think I like
a Star Trek fan?
I know me.
Oh.
But would it seem weird if I told you guys I think I might like season 1 of Mandalorian better than season 2, just slightly?
Bro, what do you like? Do you like plan to come on my show and stir up these controversy bullshit?
No, I'm being honest. Like I think season 1 felt more effortless, and this one felt more like try hard at times, trying to connect with fans.
I've heard a lot of the same from a friend of mine that's not a big Star Wars fan, but actually is. But he doesn't dive into books. But he was just like, I like season 1 better than I like season 2.
Well, the thing is,
no, I like season 2. I'm not shitting on it. I like season 2.
Many
But I think I
people
like
complaining about season 1, saying it's not a part of the story. He keeps going on. He's supposed to be a bounty hunter. He's going on all these side missions. They don't mean anything for the story. And it's like, dude, all that shit. I loved it all, man.
These same people were saying the same thing in the first half of this new season, though, right? It's not until they saw a couple of fucking lightsabers that they really started liking it. It seems.
Yeah, like the Fairweather fans, like all the Fairweather fans.
See, we only got one lightsaber episode, I'd say, and that was the Ahsoka one, and that was awesome. But it was more. I like to see. It was just cool to see because, well, I know what you're talking. I know there's the other part, but but
I thought that fight was cool, but like it was no.
It is.
No
it's
duel
awesome.
No duel of the fate.
Dude, it's
there's no Kylo Ren and Rey fighting the guards.
That was a pretty dope scene. That's a good one, actually.
Bro.
I think the fight with Moff Gideon and the Mandalorian was pretty good.
That was a good fight. Because, dude, what about the Mandalorian getting the shit kicked out of him by that droid?
That fucking Dark Trooper.
Oh my
That
goodness!
damn thing was brutal.
I'm like, oh my god, they're all going to die.
If he didn't have Beskar, he would have been dead.
Yeah, no shit. He should have looked way worse when he took the shit off. Whatever. I don't want to spoil it, but
I wonder if his whole helmet Beskar.
Yeah,
I guess, but like,
I guess
it had to be.
It can't.
The glass part or the see-through part would be steel too.
I don't care.
I'm not sure, but he took it. I mean, the metal would absorb it. I mean, it would absorb the impact.
I tell you though, how good your armor is, dude. Your head is rattling in that shit, man. That dude is concussed.
So you see how awesome Mandalore or Jin Djarin is, and then he almost gets killed by that damn thing, by one of them, and then homeboy comes in and slices him up like butter, bro. And you get to see him at his full OP power that we never really seen him at, you know, and like he's full, he's master level at this point, you know, like dude, that shit was awesome. I just wish we could have for real got that. Like that's what I always wanted. It's like, bro, those prime fucking years just gone to waste. Like we could have got 3 movies, prime years of him. You know what I'm saying?
They can do that now. Like they can fill in the gap of that 30 years now between.
They can, but it's not if they're like I don't want to.
Here's the thing, though.
I don't want to see that.
You only fill in that gap to me by recasting.
Yeah, because I don't want to see that.
I don't like. I thought it felt cheap.
It did, but I liked seeing it. The way he whooped ass, it was worth it. I could.
But here's the other thing.
Like that.
Here's the other thing. Has Mandalorian given up what makes it special with what happens at the end of Mandalorian season 2?
Yeah,
and y'all know what I'm talking about. The show basically gives up something that's made it a phenomenon.
Oh yeah. But see, I think that's set up for him to come back, trained and ready.
Does that mean we get another awkward CG moment with a famous certain loved character?
He's got to. There's no way that's not for nothing though. He's got to come back at some point. There's no way. And the thing is now though, it's going to be all about.
In case you haven't watched it, we're talking about Carl Weathers. We're talking about Carl Weathers.
About Bo-Katan. What about the big part? Dude's got the damn.
No, but here's the problem though. Now you got
sword.
Now you got 2 other shows that are taking these stories. You got Ahsoka. You got
Boba Fett,
Guardians, Rangers of the New Republic, right? You got that. You got the Boba Fett thing. Like you got all these different shows now. Are they reaching too far and forgetting what is making this one thing essential and special?
Now, Robbie, we didn't get to talk about this, but Rangers of the New Republic. How cool would that be if it was a Timothy Olyphant show, like his character as a sheriff?
Do you think it is though? Because he's not. I mean, is he a ranger?
No, but
he's not. It's going to be what's her name show, right?
Well, I think it's going to feature more. I think it's going to feature more the X-wing pilots.
I'm just going to tell you this. You know, if Timothy Olyphant's in it, I'm going to watch it. You know, sure. I'm also going to watch it just because it's a Star Wars show, even though I am more of a Star Trek person. I don't feel like I have to choose. But if I had to choose, I would choose Firefly. Why don't they bring Firefly back?
That's been
talking about.
Oh, there's been rumor and speculation that sometime in like April or March, Disney Plus was talking to Josh Whedon about bringing in the Whedonverse with Buffy and Firefly, and now all of a sudden, like everybody's freaking out, like Firefly's in talks.
Dude, that comes out every year.
But there's no accurate 100% source from this. It's from a website that's notorious for making up junk.
The Firefly is coming back thing comes around every year, and I was just weird stretching about that. I wasn't serious.
Well, I was
Star Trek for life. Come on, y'all.
So that's all. Oh, look, he froze again. Oh my God. So did Brooks. Oh my God.
So did Dylan.
No, he's moving. Now he did. And now he's gonna blur.
Isn't it impossible to tell when we're doing the bit or when we're actually freezing out?
Well, like on my screen, he had a blur, and then all of a sudden you just hear his chair move, and then he's just still sitting there.
Yeah. So the big thing though now, see, like Mando's got the sword, and what's gonna be that with him and Bo-Katan? Because I think that motherfucker needs to keep that. I think he so easily would give it to her, but I think he's gonna start to like it. And what if he's like King of Mandalore or something? It takes back the rightful, their planet, and he was like the king That'd be crazy, bro.
I don't know.
I
I
think-
guess that's got to be the gist of it because that's the only thing that's really set up for the journey. Because
Yeah.
basically his journey's over now, except for that, I guess.
I hope his journey's not over because I like.
I'm just saying,
dude,
like, there's nothing dangling there except for that. That's all I'm
He's
saying.
more
There's
like-
nothing else
I
dangling.
mean,
Everything was
now
wrapped up.
we can go back to more of the like he can go on bounty calls, and go back like
He's
got
not going back to be a bounty hunter after all this shit.
He could.
They're
done
just
so
broken the character, man.
Well, no, actually, now he's supposed to help Bo-Katan get the planet Mandalore back and take it back over. I think. So
Well, he's still got to like find all the like the remnants of like the survivors of the purge of his like base, right? The other foundlings, they're still out there.
yeah,
Maybe he's gonna like rally them and like combine their forces with Bo-Katan's.
yeah.
And they're gonna have a falling out because it's the whole you seen people seen your
Well,
face.
I'm gonna tell you
Another-
this too. Half of
another-
season 3, he's not wearing the helmet.
Another thing I heard though possibly is that what if that it's the Mandalorian and that was his like that was his chapter and now the next like the Book of Jindarin, the season 1 and season 2, and then season 3 is going to be about a different Mandalorian and that's the Book of Boba Fett. Like what if it was like that, because no one officially has said that I know of that there's a Boba Fett show, that is a TV show or a movie. It could be a movie. What if that is season 3, Book of Boba Fett, and it transitioned?
But he's not a Mandalorian.
But I don't.
Hey,
Yeah, I don't want it to be that way. I'd rather
Fett's not
him
a
get his own show. I like Jindarin.
Django was a legitimate Mandalorian though.
Yeah, but he's a clone. But he's not really. It's kind of.
He would have passed on the like the. I think I don't know. I guess this is.
He wasn't natural.
I don't know how it works, to
He
be
wasn't-
honest.
I don't know.
All I know is that Spock is actually only half Vulcan, and we always overlook that.
Because he's got emotions and such and stuff and things. And
There's a
body
good question down there for you, Dylan.
stretching.
Oh, I forgot. We probably missed it. Saladin had asked us what our favorite horror movie was. I feel bad. They probably bounced out. Cause they're like, fuck them. Assholes say they're gonna answer my question and then totally screw with me. My favorite movie, man, horror movie. That's so hard. So hard. It's so hard. The Thing is one of them.
Saving Private Ryan.
Horror comic to get a show or a movie. I'd say
Red Mother.
that is the one. I do want to see Ice Cream Man get like a proper show, like on. I wish like HBO or show it somebody that will put good money into it. Like I want it to be official, but yeah, I'd say Red Mother. I think that could be a really good Netflix show. I see that like as a Netflix series, like 6 episodes or something, and that's it. Like 8 at the most. Honestly, 6, I'd say.
Well,
But
Ice Cream Man still needs another like 5-year run before it can be developed into a TV show. Because I mean, with Tales, it's got the Tales from the Crypt anthology feel. So instead of the Crypt Keeper, you're going to have the Ice Cream Man in his truck, and like, okay, that's fine. But like Tales from the Crypt, the TV show, borrowed from Vault of Horror and Tales from the Crypt, and I can't ever remember the one with the witch, and then and the funny and a lot of the good Tales from the Crypt episodes.
Haunt of Fear.
Haunt of Fear, yes. And a lot of the good episodes from Tales from the Crypt are actually Vault of Horror.
oh yeah, I know.
So it still needs a lot.
I've been meaning to ask you guys. You ever seen the first episode of Tales from the Crypt, the Christmas one?
It's been a while, but
I may have because I used to watch Tales from the Crypt on the regular back
Yeah,
when
me
it
too.
started.
I don't remember them all though. I remember the
Dude,
one with the dude.
I've seen all
kept
Tales
cutting
from the Crypt too.
they kept cutting their fingers and hands and arms off. They were betting or whatever. I remember that one.
That one with Lance Henriksen, I absolutely adore that one, dude.
That's a great one.
I
That's the only
I
one I really,
crack
really
up
remember.
so hard. See, I actually own the whole box set, bro. I love it. I've watched it so many times. I'll prove it in a minute. I actually own it twice. I own the first 5 seasons in like the sleeve box sets, but I don't have the last 2. And then I have the entire box set. So
Fuck,
I
man,
actually
send them
own
my
it.
way, man. I'll take
And I own it on Amazon. So I actually
I'll
own
give
it
him to
3
Brooke.
times.
Oh, he owns them on Amazon too. Convenient, sir.
But yeah, no, I got the box set too.
I got all of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on DVD.
Yeah, Saved by the Bell.
Prove it. So shit, I almost wanted to review that with you guys, but I don't know when we could. We'd have to do that on like Christmas or something. I don't know if I'll be able to. But because I was thinking that's a good one, man. It's only like a 30-minute episode too, you know.
Mhm. I used to love
But,
Tales from the Crypt.
dude, I love it. I remember watching that as a kid. Like I think it was every Sunday night or something. But I remember
Sunday
always watching. Arnold Schwarzenegger directed one of the episodes. They did a lot of funny stuff with that. Like a lot of guys got their directing debuts on there who like probably never would have got, like a directing debut otherwise. Oh, nice. That's a cool box set. I own like all the Power Rangers stuff too. Me and my brother are real into a lot of the same stuff, so
Shout Factory.
no way. I don't see Shout
I
Factory.
think it's Shout Factory.
I thought I did hear that there is a
Yeah,
Shout.
it is.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I did hear that. I don't know if that stuff's going out of print.
Yeah, it's out of print. I don't know. That's just Mighty Morphin, though. I don't have the rest.
What came after Mighty Morphin? Was it Zeo?
Zeo. Well, there was In Space, which is in there. Then there was Zeo, and or Alien Rangers or whatever. Then there was Zeo. Then there was Turbo, and then it kind of goes off for a while. And I lost contact. Then I came back with Dino Thunder. I still think Mystic Force is decent because they're badass. Nice.
That was
Nice.
your fable.
Sadly, and I don't know who the fuck owns this, man. Warner Brothers. Fucking upgrade to Blu-ray, Warner Brothers. Like, god damn, what the fuck are you doing?
They don't want to put out a Blu-ray. They want to put that shit on in HD on HBO Max.
Dude, it has no upgrade even, like, period. They haven't. It's got the bars. No matter what, you can't watch it without the bars. They've never given it a remaster.
Even if they remastered it, bro, you would still have the bars. It was done in a 4:3 fucking frame ratio because it was done for television in the 90s.
No, bro. They can remaster it.
They'd have to stretch it though.
They wouldn't stretch it. No, keep it in the way it was originally filmed. I don't care. I want every film in the way it was. I don't care if my screen is filled.
And you're never going to get it.
The original aspect ratio.
Hellraiser 3 is full screen, and then they switched it.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I don't like full frame. If it's like full frame's different. In Tales from the Crypt, they're not hiding anything from you. They filmed it to be that way, Dylan, because they were filming it
still
for
need the
4x3
remaster.
televisions. Whatever. You don't understand.
See,
Young
like that's like see Scrubs, like that's how it is. It was shot in 4:3, so like even when you do get HD like this in Scrubs, it's still gonna have the bars because
Same with
aspect
Buffy.
ratio-
Like
you can change the aspect ratio by stretching it out, and that's the only way you can change the aspect ratio from 4:3 to 6:9. Like you would have to just it's possible to do it, but you're going to lose so much quality that it's not really worth it. It's worth it. It's rather like there's no
Hashtag original aspect ratio in all things. That's why I used to be like the most avid widescreen VHS collector back in the 90s before DVD. Like I'd be like, oh my goodness, I got The Godfather on VHS, but I got the widescreen version. Oh, but the bars, I don't care. I want to see how it was actually shot. I'm glad TVs eventually caught up. But some things were made for TVs that didn't catch up to the cinematic feel. They were 4:3. So if it's shot for 4:3, I don't want to watch a stretched out version of Saved by the Bell or 90210. I want to see it in this beautiful, luxurious 4:3.
What? Did you just throw 90210 in there?
Yeah, what's wrong with 90210?
Actually, I was named after Dylan from 90210.
Oh, bro, that's so fucking funny.
That explains everything.
Wait, dude, you should not have told us that.
My mom
Because
loves
now
that
every
stuff.
time I do a promo with you, that I got a promo a show with you, I'm gonna get a picture of goddamn Luke Perry.
Rest in peace. Luke Perry's awesome.
R.I.P.
His son's pretty dope, though. Good wrestler.
You were named after a character from 90210. That's dope as hell, man.
Not really, but that's the my mom
You
loves
need to
that
grow out
show.
the sideburns then, man.
They're already growing. Look. Get
Some
'em.
weak ass sideburns, my man.
Yeah, well.
You ever see
there's
pictures
that.
of me from back in the day, man? All the way down.
I was going to post one of those in the PCP Army page, another one that I found when I found that picture of Brooks. I think you have sideburns. I don't know. I have to find it. But then, like, Fable's question, like, I cannot say this guy's name, but Fable wanted to know who my pick would be, or who our picks would be to play Ice Cream Man. I said this dude, the Joey with the face.
Yeah, Jay Bear show.
Yeah, that'd be my pick to play Ice Cream Man in a TV show.
I don't know who I'd pick.
I picked the guy that was Pennywise in the new It films.
What's his name? Dylan Baker, the teacher or the principal from Trick or Treat. I think he'd be pretty good.
What about you, Brooks?
I think the guy
I
that
don't
Bill
read Ice Cream
Skarsgård
Man,
would be
so
I think Bill
make any kind
Skarsgård
of
actually
decision.
kind of reminds me of the comic.
But Clint Howard already played an evil Ice Cream Man, so why not just use him?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But he don't really look like the one from the comic is the thing. That's why Bill Skarsgård actually kind of like that one. You guys like that movie Ice Cream Man with him? That's like
I haven't actually seen it, but I've seen parts of it.
I ain't seen it.
it's stupid. It has like one cool scene with the head and the ice cream cone, but it's really like stupid.
What about seeing? I still think it needs more chapters, but it'd be another anthology type series. But I'd like to see Sync as a TV show.
A what?
The comic book Sync.
Yeah.
Robbie knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I thought you said something about Phoebe.
Well, you remember what Randy said about it, Mike, right?
No.
He said he ran these nuts across your face.
I'm gonna get my water.
Some boys just
I was
never
gonna
grow
tell Travis, no, what you learn is you don't tell me to prove something because I always prove it.
I proved my shit.
I prove mine.
I proved mine, motherfucker.
maybe once in your life.
Fable says get Reggie from Phantasm to be the ice cream man. That'd be dope.
Yeah, that's a damn good one. That's the OG ice cream man. I think he was before what's his name? I always forget his name. He's the brother, one of those, the guy from the original Ice Cream Man. Brooks, you just said his name.
Clint Howard.
Clint Howard.
Clint Howard, yeah. Ron Howard's brother.
I didn't know they were related.
Yeah, I think it's his Clint Howard is the younger brother, I believe.
Yeah.
Makes sense now to think about it now.
Who
Yeah.
could take a rainbow, sprinkle it with love?
John Emmett Tracy.
The Candyman can
I'm not sure who that is. But, hey, did any of you guys see Tenet?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
You
Huh?
got it. You still haven't watched it?
No, I still ain't watching. Man, dude, what time do I have to watch this shit? I had to watch Krampus twice this week.
Excuses.
Plus tomorrow,
Oh, no.
you know what I got to
Oh,
do tomorrow? I got to read all of Savage Adventures tomorrow. That's what I do. That's what I got to do.
I was reading Savage Avengers for a while, but I kind of fell off after, I think, the 5th issue.
I'll read all 16 issues, man. Tomorrow.
How far are you in New X-Men?
Still got a ways to go.
But you're going off on these little side quests?
Bruh, man, the PCP Army demanded it. I got to do it.
You're a sucker.
Who, me?
Huh?
Dylan, I appreciate you having me on your show. I
Of
learned a
course,
lot
man.
from you. I'm excited for our new venture in January.
Stop
I'm really
buttering me
excited to
up.
see how tightly produced our shows are going to be.
Tightly produced.
Like, everybody's going to have to wear a suit.
Yep.
Have fancy sets with, wood paneling and shit. Like fucking liquor cabinets in the background.
I know this dude doesn't even have the courtesy of playing us a little 3-minute song so we can go to all take a piss, you know.
Sorry, I don't have people paying for my StreamYard. I think I only have 2 Patreon subscribers. I think I actually have 3. So that generates about $4
Maybe you
a
should
month.
plug it every once in a while, man.
I don't like really asking people for money.
Oh, so you don't like me because I do that? Yeah.
No,
see
I
what you're
just don't like. I don't know.
Judgment.
Hey
I
guys,
feel
check
like
out
if I do
Dylan's
that,
comics on
people-
Patreon. It's at patreon.com/Dylan's Comic Book Rants.
I did do it when I was but see, I'm not gonna ask now because I don't. Why would I? I don't do.
We need $25 a month for Dylan
You
so that
put
we
out
can pay for the
videos
stream.
every day. You put out videos every day. I do a video once a month, and you do edited videos. I haven't done that in forever. I just don't
I
have
would
the
not
time.
call my videos edited.
What do you do a lot of the stuff off the cusp, just and then just throw your intro in it and then upload it.
Yeah.
I used to do that too. It
I
was
don't
easier
cut my
that
shit,
way.
man. I ain't
It
got
was
time
easier.
for that.
Editing
read
made it
Savage
more
Adventures.
complicated. Editing definitely made it more complicated.
Yeah, I don't like editing. I know people do that and they have success with that.
Yeah.
Good for them. What I'm trying to do is build up an army based into a cult of personality based on Brooks.
That's easy because I'm so charismatic. You know what that kid's got? Charisma.
Sam Fett's not dissing on anyone, but this is the best panel with you 4 guys, my opinion. So you think Jelani's a duty head too? And Jay Strick is this fucking choke artist, man.
He's the scrub.
I so wanted to get on that stream last night and rap.
I couldn't
I
hear myself.
You hear Jelani now. What the fuck?
Why am I a duty head? You know one of the reasons. Here's a grievance I have. Here's a little maybe I should save this for the Festivus stream. But here's a big grievance I have. Jelani has a house full of amazing action figures decorated all about his walls, and he chooses to stream from the most boring ass fucking wall in his entire apartment. It's just the most ridiculous
thing. Bland Avengers poster in the back.
Yeah,
we didn't have any cool posters behind him.
So janky.
I was laughing so hard when Perry's like, you put it in the most boring spot in your whole room, and you got all these incredible every corner of your room is just like incredible filled with figures.
Walking house is like a fucking wonderland.
Yeah.
Fucking figures like every fucking where. The place is just covered with them. They're everywhere.
Yeah, but he wants
every surface is covered in figures.
He had to require him moving that. That's the problem. Is he wants to sit on his couch. So we need to get a nice.
I'm
chair.
not sitting on my couch, man.
Neither am I.
If I was sitting on my couch, I would have a more boring wall than Jelani. I have nothing on the wall behind my couch. If you guys have ever noticed, in my living room, in my bedroom, where I actually live, there's nothing on the walls. But in the studios, in the sets, there's shit everywhere.
Yeah.
The rest of the house is bare.
We have some posters behind the couch. Back when we used to shoot the videos on your couch, like movie reviews and stuff.
It's because we didn't have room in here yet. Remember?
Yeah. So you stay in a house, Robbie?
No, I'm in an apartment. I used to be in a house. The last two studio locations were in houses, but now I'm in an apartment. But I'm in an apartment by myself, so my dining room is the other studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I meant to say I like how the new background looks. That's the kitchen, or that's the dining room.
Yes, the dining room.
See, I was gonna say if you had a house, I was like every room in your house would probably be filled with hella shit. Like nerd stuff.
As long as I'm living alone, hell yeah.
So what is
there's toys in every room, dude. On my dresser.
2-bedroom or 1-bedroom?
2. This is the second bedroom.
I was gonna say your second bedroom is the studio or the
Huntsville Attic 1 point. Yeah, part 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, even still with even with all of Robbie's stuff and all of my stuff, Jelani has it hands down.
Yeah, he has way more stuff than we do.
As far as he doesn't buy comics, so that he just buys figures.
Yeah,
that's what he said, and that's why I'm like, man,
he buys so many figures. I don't know how he does it.
Brooks has more comics than all of us. I think.
Yeah, I probably have the most comics
because Brooks has never gotten rid of any of his comics.
Yeah,
really.
And I've been on series for a long time, since 2000.
We're talking about decades.
How much do you spend every week, Brooks, on comics?
It depends. Usually between 30 to 60.
Yeah.
Normally.
See, that's what I'm trying. I was spending way too much, man. And now, especially because I want to get a figure here and there, get a Blu-ray or something. And it's I'm so behind on so many books. And I'm like, dude, why am I picking all these up and I'm not even reading them? You know, I mean, I'll read some of them eventually, but some of them you might never read. I'm I've been pissed. I got that Alien screenplay, but I do kind of want to read that. My fucking shop supposedly ordered it twice for me. Never came in. I'm I can't even read it now. I got 2 through 5. Stupid stuff. So now
everybody read Solid Blood?
I want to try to be really conservative with my poll this year and stick to just stick to what I keep up with.
What was that, Brooks?
Has everybody read Solid Blood?
I didn't even hear it. Oh, that's that. What is
it's the Image comic. It's kind of like a parody of the early 90s Image stuff. It's great.
But it said issue 17.
Yeah. This is intentional. It even has in the letters column, it has the writer, he's talking he's been doing this for 17 issues.
Really?
Yeah, and
it brings up continuity that doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's meant to be a comic book from a parallel universe. Even if you look at the credits to who's working at Image, they're wrong. Like
Yeah.
it says Rob Liefeld's still working there.
Yeah.
And like it's everything is made up, not just the letters page or the story, but like Brooks says, it's just such a tribute to those books. And I don't think they have any plans on doing any more right now.
All I keep hearing is that it's supposed to be, oh, what if he's in crossover? What if it's because of crossover? And it's like,
it could be, actually.
I thought it was funny that our warehouse guy was trying to find the first 16 issues.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, we hope Brooks up with it today, even though it's like selling high. What did you get it for, Brooks?
I assume cover price.
Yes, cover price, my man.
Man, yeah, I wanted to almost pick it up and see if it was like worth it, if it was going to be a good read or something, but I forgot to call my shop. So
I tell you what, man, if you ever want to know if a book's a good read or not, there's this dude I know named Rockin' Robbie who's got this weekly comic book review. It's really good.
yeah, never heard of him.
Sounds like a scrub.
I know.
Instead of always weird stretching about, hey man, look at these Blu-ray deals I got. Maybe you should actually like think about what comic books you want. You know.
Dang.
I have been thinking about that a lot, actually. As I just said when I was trying to cut down my pull and get what I like.
I know. I'm just messing with you, Dylan.
I don't think I'm gonna get any of that DC Future State stuff. Maybe I'll check the Batman out. I don't know. I don't think it really appeals to me at all.
Hey,
Bendis on Justice League.
Can I say something real quick? Yeah, Bendis is on Justice League. I don't know about that. Can I say something real quick?
I know I watched your video today since I never watched anything of yours.
Dude, Nightwing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm kind of excited for that.
I was on YouTube the other day and I saw this recommended video from a channel called Brooks's Comic Reviews. And I was like, oh man, I feel bad for people that like jump on there thinking it's like Brooks.
It's not Brooks?
No. I don't know who it is.
Somebody named Brooks.
It's just funny. It's Brooks's Comic Reviews. I was like, damn, I bet some people in the PCP Army will see that recommended and think it's Brooks.
Yeah.
But it's also
I have a relative in Los Angeles named Brooks who actually ran a comic shop in baseball card shop for a while.
Wouldn't it be weird if it was the same person?
Yeah.
You should have been hopping on them X-Men reviews, Brooks. You could be hitting them with some good knowledge since you're such a big X-Men fan.
True that.
Well, Brooks has done a couple of the Talking Comics on New Comic Book Day episodes with me.
Yeah. No, I know. I've seen that.
Yeah, we asked Dylan to be on it. Dylan's like, I don't read any comics.
No,
You're called Dylan's Comics.
It's now going to be Dylan's Horror in Comics.
But no, it's because when I get my books, you message me like 2 hours before I got my books. It's like I can't read my book that quick.
Yeah, Dylan's sitting down to read his first new comic book of the day, and I'm like, "Hey, man, we're going live in 30 minutes. You want to join us? We're talking about all the new books."
Otherwise, I would. I didn't even read like any.
I thought you used to get them the day before.
Well, I was, but I just work was so crazy. I'd be so tired. I didn't have the time to go get them. So
Gotcha.
I had to wait. But I'm gonna still try and do that. So sometimes maybe I can come, but.
Dude, you should. I'll let you know ahead of time. I'll be like, make sure you read all your comic books this week because we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We're not doing another one, though, till the beginning of the new year.
For sure.
We got Festivus this Wednesday.
Festivus.
Yeah.
Still can't think of my fifth feat of strength. Got the 4. I'm still lacking that 5th one. You got yours, Brooks?
Not yet, but I've got ideas about what I'm going to get.
I think it's going to be interesting. Robbie says he's going to win, but I doubt it. Like he's pretty much shown us everything.
I wondered, though, why I think I will win with the best pickup of the year.
The best pickup of the year.
Are you expanding it in Castle Grayskull?
I mean, what is like the one toy everybody wants that is our age? What is like the greatest playset ever done? And it's not just Castle Grayskull, but look at this. It's a twofer. It's Point Dread. And look who's ruling it right now. At the top, we got Stripe. And then at the door, Grayskull, we got a putty.
Have you opened Mr. T yet?
What?
Have you opened Mr. T yet?
No, man.
I mean, I got one behind me, Robbie, with the Point Dread. I just don't have the Talon Fighter.
Weak.
I'm sorry, I haven't found my Talon Fighter because that's my actual Castle.
Not only do I have Point Dread with the Talon Fighter, I have the box and the record, my friend.
Yeah, you also have my record player. But I'm saying is this right here.
You gave me that record player.
That you said, can I borrow it? Now that you said, yeah, sure.
No, I said I need a record player, and you said, hey, take this one.
I've got one you can have.
I'm just giving it a shit.
I'll give it back to you. I'll bring it back. No, I'll bring it back. Don't worry about it.
No, you're good. I got my other one.
No, I'll bring it back to you. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Brooks, do you what kind of record player do you have for him?
It's just like a. Oh, hold on.
I don't want a record player.
Well, I was gonna say the only thing I don't like about the record player that I gave you is it has a hard time playing the 180 gram records because they're too heavy.
I don't want a record player. I don't want another thing to collect.
I was gonna say, who collects vinyls?
Mike does.
I just collect records that I like.
I know a lot of avid vinyl collectors, man. I know a dude that's like literally has he could fill an apartment or a small house with vinyl records.
It's funny is that one of our gotcha. Yeah, that's kind of the same thing. That one that one would have a hard time playing the 180 gram.
I do have some Foghat records, and I've got some Foghat, some Oasis, and I've got a Anchor Thieves album. So, and I have Thriller.
Like I think that Oasis album is 180 grams, so it's just a little heavy on the whatchamacallit. On the motor to spin it. So I mean it's fine. It just doesn't. I wouldn't play those. I'd get a nicer record player. So while you unfreeze yourself.
With my copy of.
Never played a record player. I always kind of wanted to like get some horror one. If I collected it, I would just collect like horror soundtracks.
Dude, those are expensive. Those are expensive, just like the DVDs.
Oh, I bet. But that's why I never did. I've never even played a record, honestly. Like my great grandma had one, and I never. She just had it, and I'd always see it because I'd be like, I don't know how to. Because at that time I was probably playing tapes or something. So to me, that was like I don't know how. I always think, like, how the hell do you throw it on there? Because I was like, man, I probably scratch the hell out of it if I tried to throw the pin on the, on the record.
As long as it's not I mean, you can find in the grooves pretty easy,
Yeah.
but as long as you're not like scratching it like a DJ, you'll be fine.
I never get that too. Like, if it has song, like, do most records just have like one song, or like how the hell do they even play like multiple songs?
No, it's a groove. It's all recorded through the groove.
Yeah, that's to me that's so crazy, dude. That's like even crazier than like CDs or.
Well, CDs. I mean, you can't see it, but it's all
Exactly, like there's no grooves, like you're saying.
But like, that's all.
Nightmare.
It's not about doing work, but like
On My Street by Will Smith.
Like each thing, you can see each groove. I mean, each thick groove is the beginning of a song. Does that make sense?
The one in the middle?
No, see all these like.
Yeah, I see the grooves.
See how there's some that are thick.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are thick are the beginning of each song, and then the song.
Oh,
plays.
really?
Yeah.
So you have to change it?
No, you just put it on, but like that's how you
put it on the top one. Like you put it on the top, and then it'll just play through.
Yeah, this is because of the color on this. It's a little hard. It's a little hard to see. But
Yeah.
track one is like right here. Track two would be here. Then track three, and then track four, and then
Yeah.
five.
Right.
Each group has a thing on there. So I
Right.
haven't played this one yet. So
I know. I notice a lot of those they like colored records and shit now.
yeah, some people there's a lot of people that like and go for the colored vinyls, and then there's some people that don't. Um, I don't. Usually, the colored vinyls are more special editions
Yeah.
than anything else. But then you can get. I gotta mute this real quick. I'll be right back. I got something to show you. That's kind of cool.
Alright.
What's up, Dylan?
Not much. You ever collect any of the like horror soundtracks?
Nah, man, I can't get into that, man. It's enough.
I just know like ever. Like growing up,
No, I mean
right?
it's enough collecting the movies, right? I would do it digitally back in the days of LimeWire and shit.
Yeah.
You know, so I have access. But nowadays, I consume a lot of my music on YouTube, man. So it's weird.
Yeah. I had some movie soundtracks growing up, but nothing crazy. I don't think I think I had the Halloween one, and then
I still have
like
Batman.
I had a
Danielle.
lot of Disney ones, and I had the Batman one. But yeah, there's certain movies, like it was kind of like you're just that big of a fan of it, and you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes you can get cool stuff like this, where it's the actual test. It's the test pressing, and
Mm-hmm.
it's got everything. Like this is what it like. This right here, the inner ring. That's what it'll look like.
Yeah.
Like that sticker goes over that, so you can get cool little 45s and everything else. So, and it's before things get actually made, before it turns into like this. It's this. So there's little cool things like that that people like to look for. The color, like I said, people like to look for that. I don't. I just want the record, and sometimes I get lucky. So
Heck yeah. Yeah.
I will take your advice on that, but most of this is just this is that's what it came with. So like this is the second time that I pulled this out. The Pixies Bossa Nova 30th anniversary. It's not about pizza strength, but I didn't think anybody would care about vinyl.
Do you think a lot of people that collect vinyl like rarely even play their vinyl, like they just kind of collect it?
Yeah, it depends on the person.
And some people display them on the wall?
It depends on. Some people keep them in fireproof vaults. It's the same thing you do with comics.
Yeah.
How would you store your comics, and how would you read? Like I have Spotify, so like if I really wanted to listen to something, like I've got a bunch of old Beatles early printings,
Yeah.
early pressings and UK pressings that like I particularly don't want to play, so I just go to YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah.
If I want to do it, and then instead of playing the record, just because they're just the age of those, and then I usually don't care because like I'll play it when I'm in the mood for it, because there's also some stuff that I can't find.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of old early like 50s rock and jazz. It's not on YouTube, and it's not on Spotify, and it's not on Apple. So finding an old cassette or record is already so, and that and Spotify. Oh, I've never heard this before. Like, but the album looks cool, and you just look it up and step outside and listen to it. And like, all right, cool, I'm gonna buy the album. And it's just more or less just for something just to relax too. And it's a It's also can be a conversation piece
Yeah.
for socializing. When people come over, it's like, oh, cool. Like, what do you have? Record do you have? And you can look through it, you can play it, and you can chit chat about that. So they're multifunctional, just for entertainment, socializing. It also depends on some people. That's all they listen to. They don't believe in Spotify.
Yeah.
Records. So
Yeah.
Robbie's
Yeah.
record player, we can actually put it in somebody's car, drive around, and listen to records in a vehicle.
Robbie, you gotta watch The Babysitter ASAP, the first and second one.
Oh man, we're not doing any more movie reviews after tonight until January, so
So you got free
actually
time to
gonna spend
watch
some
them.
time. I'm gonna reabsorb The Godfather, Blade Runner, maybe watch 2049, finish through Deadwood, take some time off, watch movies for the joy of it.
Man, I really wish you would hurry up.
Good one to start with. Yo, so Travis asked, what's in a comic you're most excited for early 2021? I don't really know too much about anything coming besides what you said on your video today.
As far as early 2021 goes, things confirmed for the first 3 months, I would say Rom V's Swamp Thing. I'm very, very excited for that. I think some people are going to be upset that it's not Alec Holland, but yes, that story's been done to death. Like Alan Moore made his statement, other writers made their statement, Snyder kind of made a definitive statement on it. So let's move on and get a different host for the Swamp Thing, right? Right? I think that's fine. But Ron B's a next level writer, and I think Swamp Thing is a character, unlike something like Catwoman, where he can really show off his skill on a mainstream title. And I don't know when exactly it comes out, but Darcy Van Colgeest and Ian Bertram are doing a sequel to Little Bird next year called Precious Metal. And that's probably one of the most looked forward to books in my mind.
Yeah. I'd say right up there. That one, the Precious Metal, and I actually kind of am excited about that Joker Tinian book, and the Nightwing by Tom Taylor, and then Beta Ray Bill by Daniel Warren Johnson. I also kind of am intrigued on, especially because I do always like a good mini series. Nothing much I gotta commit to, just a good little mini series.
And Fable reminded me of Haha by W.
Yes, Haha. I added that on my poll like a couple months ago. That's a must. Brooks, anything you're looking forward to?
I'm interested to see how this King in Black situation winds up.
Yeah.
It's like, is there any big stuff happening in the X books next year?
Right now they're doing Reign of X, and that's building up into. So basically, Dawn of X was like a year's worth of story because they were like 12 issues each. So I think another year to lead into the next X event, and I think he's got 3 acts planned because I kind of know how Hickman structures things. I feel like he's got Reign of X, another event, and then whatever they want to call it, like Twilight of X or whatever, right? And then the final event. I think that's how they're going to structure his run.
I'll be interested to see how that works out too.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mike, anything you're looking forward to?
The new exciting adventures of the Green Lantern, whatever's going on in the Green Lantern books. I'm always excited for that. See how that goes and how Morrison wraps his stuff up. Haha, I was looking forward to, and Ron V's Swamp Thing, and anything Hellblazer related. So that's a good way to get a John Constantine fill.
Yeah. Be excited when the Tom Taylor issue 3 comes out. I'm sure that unless it comes out next week, that'll probably be new after the new year. I don't know.
It doesn't come out next week. I already have the DC books for the next 2 weeks. It's not part of it.
Yeah.
The book for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I do. In the holiday season, sometimes they do that so that nothing's late. The shipping gets messed up.
Right.
Welcome to that nightmare. That's going to be so much fun. Or our other distributions.
Yeah.
They have a tendency to drop the ball on this.
Oh.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. I think we wrap it up. You guys ready to wrap it up?
Wrap it up.
Robbie, what you got going on? I know you got something dropping tomorrow.
Oh, well, tomorrow will be Rockin' Robbie Live. The final Rockin' Robbie Live of 2020 is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time. I will be discussing my thoughts on Savage Avengers as requested by the PCP Army. We'll be revealing my top 5 favorite Christmas movies of all times and my top 5 favorite Christmas songs of all time. So a double top 5. And just having a nice chat. I'll be talking about the DC books throughout the rest of the year. We'll be taking a look at what's coming up in comic shops. It's always just a great fun time. And then Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, join us all for the Festivus, the 3rd annual Festivus stream on Pop Culture Philosophers. But this is really signifying the end of a lot of live production for me for the rest of the year. We're taking a much-deserved break, but we are coming back in January strong with more solid movie reviews, the Dylan's Horror Show, obviously, and creator interviews coming strong in 2021, y'all. So PCP 2021, hashtag invincible.
Hashtag unstoppable. I guess
Invincible.
that's what I'm doing. I guess it. Well, you could add unstoppable second.
Invincible. You'll understand. It'll all come together. And my absolute final thing to always say to people right now is station.
The why is this Sunday your last week? There's not another Sunday after?
Because I'm taking a much deserved break off, man.
I got you. All right.
It's Christmas, goddammit.
That day's not Christmas. Christmas is Friday or Thursday.
We're taking some time off so
you
we can come
deserve
back
it.
strong.
You
Gathering strength. Gathering strength.
You've been dropping like a video every day.
I'm taking some time to get introspective, meditate, detox a little bit of things, and come back strong in 2021 for
Do
the
some
sequel.
yoga. Do some yoga.
If he gets bored and restless, he'll just randomly appear.
Do some yoga. Download the Calm app. You got the Calm app? You should download the Calm app. I think that would really bring some benefits to your life.
Oh, brother, I know how to. The Calm app. Well, that's downloaded into my soul. I could go. Don't worry about me, brother. I know how to handle it.
Until you put a box of miniatures in front of him.
Fuck you, buddy. Work environment's different.
All right, guys. Well, maybe we'll see you sometime for Christmas or something. If not, if I don't see any y'all, happy holidays and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
I'm just saying this, Dylan. Like, if Dylan came up to me and said, "Hey, man, I'm doing a New Year's Eve stream," I would probably join up. So, like, don't take that as me saying that I'm not going to be live again after Wednesday.
Oh no, you're bro, dude. Sometimes you need a break. I get it, bro. Trust me, I've been there. No worries, brother.
I don't want to be like Strickland and wind up choking on screen.
Robbie's done that before, where he's like, "I'm gonna take a break," but then has done like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a live stream tonight," like up random.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a whole new weekly show.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, you've been doing a lot of live streams, honestly, lately. And then I'll see you dropping videos, and I'm like, damn, bro.
Because I can't go to the bar, man. So I just go live.
Yeah. Well, nothing wrong with that, bro. I'd rather chill, dude. I don't drink, because I just don't like the taste of it. But I'd say it's better to drink at home than at a damn bar. Only thing good is the bars if you're gonna try and meet some chicks, I guess. But
yeah, I can't do that right now.
Try to bring them back to the crib.
Try. I like how he says try. You don't know me, motherfucker.
Well, hey, I mean, you can't hit you. Not everyone hits 100. Not
No,
everyone
no,
bats
dude,
100.
I'm like probably 55%.
12 o'clock, 12:30, 1, 1:30, 2, 3, 4.
At the last awkward silence of the night.
Yeah.
Tonight's been the night of them.
I think we were going for a record for a while there. Everybody was, it was like an old west stare down. Like, who's gonna blink first?
Can't tell when I blink.
I didn't know it's going to be a Teen Dog Shade tonight.
Hey, Travis wishes everyone a Merry Christmas. But yeah, I'm sure we'll probably see each other.